we're gonna win this game of football. I told Turkish this already. So we're gonna win this game of football on Sunday. We have to win, and I think we're gonna win on Sunday. When it comes to burying Arsenal, Son is. I'm guaranteed. In fact, I'm guaranteeing he's gonna score. I think
Son comes into the box.
It's Gabriel! Get in! Wow.
Unchallenged, right in front of the goalkeeper.
Typical.
Why is that a foul? Why is that a foul? Why is that a foul? And why is he?
Yeah.
Bro, what's that telling you? Stick on! Why is he taking him off? Stick on! No, he didn't play well. Stick on! Are you sick? Are you sick? You're sick. Stick on! That's this one of your face. Stick on! What's he like to you?
Protect SAEED at all costs.
Come on! Come on!
Full time again.
Massive 3 points. We dead, we done. We dead, we done. We dead, we done. Big Soul Campbell. What do we think of Tottenham? What do we think of shit? Thank you.
I don't usually win things, I always win things in my second year.
Feisty one, you are.
Crazy, man.
Okay, order.
Let's all go back and eat the
Hey, that is sensational, man. That
We can't lie. Having our own watch along there in person and having that in the intro, what a fucking beautiful upgrade.
None of this lagging, none of this, you know what I mean?
What a brilliant dimension.
Okay.
Oh,
shit. Toes. By the way, are you okay with me? Are we okay now? Come on, Toes, man. We all right?
I never had an issue with you. Everyone's telling me that. Everyone's telling me that. I
at the
said,
studio when I was doing my match reaction, and they were like, "Yo, what's going on, man?" So we all right, yeah.
Spud each other, man. Spud.
There you go. Handshake is good. Handshake is good. But yeah, big up everyone, man. What's everyone saying?
What is everyone saying? Grizz.
Let's see you book down, man.
You're a lucky man, you know. You're a lucky man.
Chris Khan, this is your life.
Nah, I tell you what, it was a fantastic watch along yesterday, and anyone that didn't watch it, you missed out. The numbers were good. The whole community is back in the Big Six mob, and the vibe was different, man. And yeah, it was legendary, man. It made the journey back to Manchester a little bit more enjoyable because I had to put with SAEED, falling asleep, snoring.
Farting,
all that shit, you know what I mean? It's the whole train was looking at him. They thought I had somebody in, like, you know, special guy with me or something, you know, like day release or something. I don't know, prison, something like that.
Man said he was
man, it was bad, man.
While he was sleeping.
Yeah, it was a big day, man. It was a nice day. You know what I mean? It was lovely. It's a lovely day, man. You know what I mean?
oh my
Grizz,
days.
Grizz, you got off lightly. I mean, you can put the book down now. We know.
Relax, man.
Hold on. Did you pay him? Because I want to know now what happened with you and why you're not in the intro. You need to put that book down and explain yourself because clearly something's gone on.
Don't worry, man. We'll deal with him, man. Don't worry, people. We're gonna deal with him. You know what I'm saying? We'll deal with it, man.
Yeah, his time's coming. He can't hold the book up.
Exactly. When his time's coming, don't go anywhere. What's his famous word? Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
You know what I mean? So you can do whatever you want there, but you'll be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? That's
Bro's
all I'm gonna say.
Bro's literally hiding.
Yeah.
You've drawn attention to yourself because you know what?
That's it, exactly.
Because now the cooking you're gonna get is gonna be severe. If you thought that, brother, you know what? Let me not even speak too much.
Crazy.
Anyway, listen. Obviously, let me start with bigging up the community first and foremost because Matisse and Steve they're right. I mean, the love shown not only on the most recent watch along, but the first two we done as well. It's been crazy. It was it was a risk to do it because when you think about how many people do watch alongs, the market is saturated, but the love is there, the support is there, and we're going to continue bringing them. Obviously, with Man City, Arsenal up next as well. We're going to be doing that one, so make sure you're there for that. Hit the like button here, subscribe because it is here, people. Obviously, big up the mob match observation bureau if you want to find out what the mob stands for. But listen, big up the community because it's all been mad. I always say love for the love for years now, for years. But you lot constantly outdo yourself. So big up, man. Big up. Steve will be back shortly. I think he just had some issues. But let's get into it. Tobes, 24 hours later. I know you said you haven't been feeling too good today, headache or something, but yeah, talk to me, man. Ange has spoken. You've spoken. Bad Blood podcast out now with you and your brother. Yeah, it's all popping up over there.
To be honest, it's just I just feel deflated, man. Honestly, I'm just pretty sick of losing to Arsenal at home. And I don't say this to say that, oh my God, it's the end of the world as we know it. Like our season is in complete freefall. I think it's too early for that. But I mean, losing to Arsenal at home 3 years on the trot, like it's absolutely pathetic. If I'm being honest, it's absolutely pathetic. And to not even score a single goal at home, it's just pathetic. I know people talk about, oh, we kept more possession, oh, he did this, oh, he did that. Obviously, people are going to add a bit more dip on the chip because obviously Arsenal were missing the two key midfielders, but I think they have every right to add a bit more dip on the chip because I think it's quite pathetic. I'll be honest, it's quite pathetic, and I'm still vexed at that result. I'm still vexed at that performance. Man were telling me to calm down in the first half when we had those moments, but I know my team. And I know that those moments are literally like gold dust for us in the game against that level of opposition. It was critical. It was absolutely critical that we scored the first goal, because if we didn't score the first goal, then we're chasing the game, and we all know what happens when we're chasing the game with the way we play and with what you had at your disposal. And granted, I think I'm actually going to go out on a limb, and I actually think we defended relatively well against the transitions. I felt we defended the set pieces relatively well, but I can also say I don't think your set pieces were to your usual standard yesterday. And I think the one that was to the usual standard, one moment, one massive error from a guy who I hold in high regard, who I think is a really good centre-back. I think he's a quality centre-back, in fact. And he's just let himself down. We were talking about how well he was playing, how well Van der Ven was playing, and he just undoes every bit of good work with just that moment. So now no one's talking about the fact that you played well for 89 minutes. They're talking about the 1 minute where you let Gabriel just push you away from that header and get a free header at goal. And it's not just him. I think Maddison, obviously the talk is on Maddison. We're going to talk on Maddison. That's the root of my anger towards SAEED. And I think I was justified in my anger. But that's not to say that I think he played well. I don't think he played well. I don't think he was horrible. But again, we said this a million times last year. You can't be Lele in this game. You can't be on a Lele thing in a game of this, especially in a game of this magnitude, when you look at his importance to our team. A meaty game in such a game like this is basically not good enough for Tottenham, right? A player of his caliber, you should do better, especially against that midfield. It's not just him. I thought Benton was meaty. I thought Solanke played well. Should have tried to get a shot with that opening, but I thought he played well. He did as best as he could against his two centre-backs. I thought Son is Son. Said this a million times. Elite bagsman, but he's not a touchline winger. You got to get him closer to goal. It's just not his MO. Like, play him left wing, just play him as an inside forward. Don't play him as a winger. I ain't even gonna rehash what I need to rehash on Brennan Johnson. I ain't gonna rehash what I'm gonna rehash on the bench for the attacking options. We've been in this situation before. And Ange Postecoglou, I think that post-match interview is just delusional. Like, I really want this manager to succeed. By no means am I trying to instigate a witch hunt at Ange. I think his brand of play is actually quite good. But I just feel like he just erodes the good work he does with some of the gaps that we have in our team that he just refuses to address, with some of the changes that he just refuses to make. I'm talking tactical changes. I ain't talking changing our playmaker, our only playmaker on the pitch, for quite literally the worst attacker in our squad. To do what? To do effing what, man? You're going out on press conferences saying, I always win. I always win in my second year. You may well win in your second year, but big man, this is 7 losses in our last 11 Premier League matches. You are literally losing.
Wow.
You're literally losing.
That's a alarming stat. Obviously, I know there's some people grinning, maybe warming up, stretching on the touchline. I see SAEED is, I mean, he's almost ready to go. I actually have a solution in my head. Zinchenko midfield, no one took it, so I got something else to bring to the table. But Ancelotti's diamond formation is screaming out to this Tottenham team, in my opinion. You're talking about Son can't play on the wing in 2024. Everybody knew that. Everybody knew that. I don't know why now this is something that Ange has not moved on from, even without the lack of quality in the right wing, the left wing. Okay, well then let's go 2 up front. Let's go diamond. You've got wing backs that get up the pitch anyway and offer the width. You've got so many players in the middle. Why not just switch to that? And you've got your 2 best strikers of the ball, Maddison and Son, and they're nowhere near goal. Nowhere near goal. Nowhere near the edge of the area to take shots. It doesn't make any sense to me. These guys need to be on the edge of the area firing shots. They're the 2 best ball strikers in the team. And one is doing build-up play in the midfield, and the other one is on the touchline getting chalk on his boots, and he's lost half a yard of pace. When you've got the expansive, athletic fullbacks that are really good going forward, the Doku, brilliant run on the inside, just didn't finish. Pedro Porro, we already know what he does going forward. He's brilliant going forward. For me, it's staring him in the face. It makes so much sense. You don't have good wingers anyway. I think that's something that could save his job if he switches to that. I don't know. I'm not sure how it all looks out, defensively off the ball. But I'm thinking on the ball, you need to get Son closer to Solanke. You need to get him shooting. But I don't know, man. It's one of those situations where you've left yourself with such poor wingers in terms of options, and then your chance creation can't be trying to cross and trying to make chances from Gabriel and Saliba's strengths. It's just not going to make, it's not making sense. We all saw it. That last 10, 15 minutes, they could have played for another 10, 15 more. We already knew they weren't going to score, man. They ran out of ideas. And an attacking team, an attacking philosophy shouldn't be running out of ideas. So, yeah, man, the substitutions were wild. Timo Werner, he needs his contract ripped up, man. That brother is of no use to anybody. Unless you're playing against a high line, which Arsenal were never going to do in the final stages, then maybe he could be of use running in behind. But even then, you're clutching at straws, man. Really are clutching at straws.
Listen, man, I'm not here for all this shit, right? Because I get cooked on a weekly on this show. And I feel like for me, this is all a bit too calm. I don't know why, man. Pity party. What are we doing here, man? I don't really like the energy here because for me, this Ange, mate, you know what I mean, is getting a bit too now cocky. He's talking about now, I win trophies in my second season. You need to read the room, my friend. You ain't winning shit in that club right there. You know what I mean? So all this nice gimmick and all of that now needs to stop. And Romero, listen, yeah, the energy. If Lisandro Martinez got dunked on, because that's what Romero did. He got dunked on by Gabriel. And I know Tobi, he would have been frothing right now. You know what was there? Because if it was Lisandro Martinez, yeah. Nah, real talk, Turkish man. Don't look down. Because he would have been frothing at his mouth there. Yo, Lisandro, he got dunked by Gabriel. That's the moment there where he's got to rise. And he didn't, fam. He got bullied. Cowardly just went, oh, Gabriel. And you know what? Maddison, I don't care, He's my guy, but he's been talking about there is to do and all of this palaver. He's done about 50 interviews this week. And he went missing against no Odegaard, no Declan Rice. He had Jorginho. He had, Trossard midfield. And he was nowhere. We can gloss it up all we want, Tobi. But the bottom line is he deserved to come off. Because at the end of the day, he had a moment, at the edge of the box, where he could have shot. And what did he do? He bottled it. I'm sorry, Tobi, but he bottled it, man. And at the end of the day, yeah, the manager has to think of other solutions. Whether you think they're right or wrong, he has to bring on someone that he believes, you know what, it's not working in the central areas. I've got to maybe get the pitch wider and let's get another player forward. Whether you believe Werner's shit or not, the player that was there for 80-odd minutes did not do his job. As simple as that, mate. And you called him the football genius, mate. I cannot believe it. I cannot. Shame on you, man. Because for me, you're now letting down Maddison now because you put so much pressure on him. And you called him. Now, because I like Maddison. But now when I hear of Maddison, I'm hearing football genius. And I don't like that, man. So you put this pressure on him to now, he's got to deliver, bro. And for me, I don't know where's his best form been. I'll be real with you. Is it last year? Is it last North London derby? I genuinely can't remember the last time I looked at James Maddison and thought, you know what? He's been playing well. And I just seven. What do you say?
Season.
He's supposed to start.
The start of the season. Or does that not count?
Matisse, what was the start?
The start of last season. That's not good.
You know what I mean? And listen,
I don't.
The start of this season. I said the start of the season. Does that not count?
The start of this season, Maddison.
Yes. No, I'm talking about the
first 2 games. Does that not count? Doesn't count. Oh,
again, when we're saying football genius, you know, 2 games, we're kind of looking for.
Who was the other one? Everton and who?
Yeah, Everton.
No, and Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester. Okay, so we're looking. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. No.
Listen,
no, I just want, as I said, I'm not disagreeing with his. I'm not disagreeing. In fact, I'm not disagreeing with most of what he said. The only thing I disagree with is he deserved to come off. Yeah, in an ideal world, if we had Phil Foden or flipping Raheem Sterling off the bench, and we had a manager who was actually going to try and change the way in which we attack, yeah, maybe you can shake your head all you want. You can shake your head all you want, right? Because I'm not disagreeing. No. You can say no all you want.
You know what it is, Tobi? What's the point of substitutions then? What's the point of substitutions?
You're not
No, because if you think about it, yeah, you've had 80 minutes to do something on the football pitch. Hold on a minute. You've had 80 minutes to do something on the football pitch, and you've not done anything. You've literally been ghosting the game, right?
So
there's players there, whether you like it or not, yeah. There's players there that have an impact on the bench, yeah. And just got to try something different. You've been doing something for the whole 8 minutes. It's not been working.
Give me the player right now, offensively, that plays in Maddison's position off the bench.
God, you don't understand. It wasn't working centrally, so you had to get players out wide and try to stretch the pitch. That's what you had to do.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. Of course it wasn't working centrally, right? But if you think that in 2024, any manager is justified in taking off James Maddison and bringing on Timo Werner, you have got sweets for brains. Genuinely, you have actually got sweets for brains if you think that is a justifiable decision.
So you enable players to have stinkers. Then that's what you're trying to say, basically. You're enabling Maddison.
I'm not enabling.
What are you saying? Stinker and no hook.
That's what you're saying. You're enabling stinker and hooks. Yeah.
I'm not enabling
on the football pitch. Oh, because it's James Maddison. He deserves to be on the
enabling shit. You had an 18-year-old there in Bergville. I told you, as a principal, you should not be taking off James Maddison when you're chasing a game of football. That doesn't happen.
By the way, clubs. I didn't say who for. By the way, I didn't say who for. I said
so why did I get
James Maddison off?
Why did I get angry at you?
Yeah, but you said about who came on. But I said to you,
this is therapy.
He deserves to come on. That was my main point.
You know why I got angry at you? I literally said to you, yes, I know he's not played well, but we're chasing the game. He's our most creative player. You saying he did nothing in the game is factually incorrect. That's not true. I've literally got the stats to prove it. It is not true.
Okay, tell me what he did. Tell me what he did.
What do you mean tell you what he did? I told you he didn't play well. But you saying he did nothing. I just told you he didn't play well, but you saying he did nothing is factually incorrect. And I know how this is.
What's the something that he did?
Okay, yeah, tell me what he did then.
He had his hair cut like a gypsy.
He created a couple of chances. He created a chance for Sri Lanka. He made a couple of passes into the box. He didn't have a good game. He was meaty. But Turkish.
That's my overarching point.
Turkish. Big man thing, yeah. If you were 1-0 down and Odegaard wasn't having a good game, yeah, and you're chasing that game against your bitter rivals, does Odegaard come off that pitch?
Bro, he's been taken off. Odegaard's been taken off, bro. How many things, bro? Turkish, how many times has he been taken off?
He has been, but obviously
he has been taken off.
I wouldn't want him to be.
Bro.
For who? For who?
No. I wouldn't want him to be.
Doesn't matter.
I understand what you're saying in one sense, but you're saying that he done some things. I'm asking, what's the some things he done? Because if that's your argument, it's kind of loose.
No. My argument isn't that keep him on because he's done some things. I'm arguing with Saeed's point that he did nothing. Okay, if you want to look at it in black and white, he did nothing. Fine. If you want to actually watch the game of football, if you sat there and watched the game of football for 90 minutes and he did nothing, then that's on you.
Well, obviously, a player in attack's never going to do nothing. So they're going to do something at some point.
So then choose a different word. I want to be pedantic. If you want,
you're being real pedantic.
I am. If you want to analyze,
okay, he didn't do the football genius then. Yeah, how about that?
Football genius standards. They're not.
He didn't do that then. Yeah. Do you want to do that? Do you want to go that way then?
Yeah, let's go that way. Let's go that way, brother.
He didn't become the football genius that you said. How about that?
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. But again, there is no circumstance with the bench that we have that you should be taking off James Maddison and even Bergville, the name I suggested, he's flipping 18. I know Arsenal brought in even Wanyeri when the game was done and they relied on the defense. What is he going to do against that stubborn block? And you know what's crazy as well, yeah? Fine. If you're taking off James Maddison and you bring on Bergville, but you want to try something different, cool. We did the same thing. We did the same thing. When he went off, we did the exact same thing. The only difference was Son is now the number 10. Okay, you've already established that Son can't play out wide as a touchline winger. Oh, so I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to play him as a number 10 in the most congested area in the pitch, and I'm going to put the worst attacker in our squad as the touchline winger when we've already established he can't play as a touchline winger as well. So my beef is, okay, cool. You're saying Maddison's not played well. There's justifiable reasons for why he gets taken off. But the way our manager sets us up, there's no evidence to suggest that the changes you're trying to make are working. Every single game he's taken off James Maddison this season, the game has not changed in our favor. Leicester, it didn't work. Newcastle, it didn't work. Arsenal, it didn't work.
Okay. Maybe when we was in the studio, heat in a moment, and maybe you just heard, right, cool, Werner. I was just saying, my overarching point was Maddison, principle-wise, needs to come off because he's had a stinker. Okay, not for Werner, cool. I'm just making an argument in the case for Werner, by the way. But for me, he had to come off, regardless of he had to come off for me. And that's what my big point is.
I don't agree. The only thing I agree with what you're saying is he didn't play well.
Listen, there's no point in arguing about James Maddison. Just the word that sums up Maddison is shit. Yeah. So he was shit. So it doesn't matter if you think he was good. He wasn't. He was shit. He didn't affect the game at all. Didn't get involved in it. Arsenal had the midfield. The Arsenal fans were scared of this midfield playing, thinking they were going to get overrun. They absolutely didn't get overrun. Thomas Partey was walking around like an old man in the midfield, didn't really have to do much. He never pressured him. Tottenham never put anything on him. Tottenham huffed and puffed. They were given two glorious chances by an Arsenal defence that is usually tight. One fell to Solanke, your new striker. All he has to do is smash it, and he turns into Saliba. The second one went to the fullback. I get that. But if I'm a fullback and I find myself in the box there, I'm toe banging it. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing a Tobi, I'm toe banging it. Other than that, it was a disciplined performance by Arsenal. Every time Tottenham had the ball, Arsenal were back in two banks of four, disciplined defensively. And then the goal was an absolute joke. For a player who's supposed to be a real man, from the watch along, real men, for a player that's supposed to be a hard case and a leader, to just get pushed aside by Gabriel in the box. And then, you can go on about the goalkeeper. Should he have done it? But we knew Tottenham had a weakness from set pieces. Every set piece, they line up with that zonal marking, and Arsenal just sit a little bit deep, and then they all run at the same time. They've instantly got a run on the Tottenham defence. A running man will beat a standing man in a jump. It's a fucking fact. So I don't know why he's not gone man-to-man with him. I don't know why he's tried something different. But overall, it was very underwhelming performance from Spurs. And like you say, I said on the stream, Arsenal had a stronger bench. All the little mutants started pulling off all these young kids and saying, yeah, but we've got kids on the bench. I didn't mean that. I said at the time, Arsenal's bench, you've got Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus, who can change a game. So they have got a stronger bench. Forget the kids, they was never coming on. You look at Tottenham's bench, you're looking at Timo Werner, and you're looking at Odegaard or whatever it's called to come on. And you're looking at it and it's not flattering. And I fear for Tottenham. And the manager don't give me any confidence because I do think he's a good manager, but it looks like that Tottenham curse has got his soul. He stood there on the touchline and he's basically saying, this is what we are. We're Tottenham. This is what we are. He's not giving anyone any encouragement. He'd be better off going to Celtic and getting his Japanese stars, Kyogo, and the other bald fella from Celtic who's about 50, but he's better than Son now. Get them two, get them at Spurs, and give Spurs some sort of identity, because that Tottenham team is fucking atrocious. It's atrocious, and there's nothing there. And I'm not taking the piss. I was trying to give Tobi a bit of hope. We even sang together. Oh, and the Spurs go. We tried to get it. Oh, marching in. We tried to get the but it's fucking bullshit, man. I can't cheer for that team. It stinks of shit. The whole gaff stinks of shit. The Tottenham fans don't even like themselves. Look at Toby's face. Look what it's done to him in 24 hours. This can't be allowed to happen to this guy. He looks terrible. You look like you've been on a bender 4 days on the piss. In fact, you look like you've been on heroin. You've been on the heroin. Tell the truth now.
I don't take no heroin, bro.
Right, okay then. Well, that's good. I'm good to know. But listen, don't take it to heart. Yeah, suck it up. And
GRIZZ, what's your thoughts on the game? Because you've had a menu, chicken wing menu in front of your face for the last 30 minutes. You've come now with a ski mask, like you're not gonna have to give an opinion on this show today. You need to cut a space out for your mouth because we want to hear from you, brother. What's going on here?
Oh, is that Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat? Finish him.
GRIZZ, where'd you get the mask from?
Bro, where'd you get that from, man? Like your little ones.
When the seagulls follow the trawler, it is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea.
Oh, broski. Relax.
It's not the Liverpool segment yet.
Exactly,
you better put that poetry away for another 25 minutes at least, bro. We're just asking you about Tottenham.
His head's gone, man.
Yo, what did he say about sardines?
Immediately.
What did he just say about sardines, bro?
But about the game, we were all there.
What is this brother yapping about? Seriously, you see sardines.
We were all there, and we had hopes for Spurs. We did. Steve's right. We did, and I thought Spurs started off the better team in that first 15 minutes. They did rattle Arsenal. Arsenal were very edgy. Someone mentioned the manager. I think SAEED said, "Oh, the manager's animated like Arteta more than he usually is." I disagree because he's always animated. But Spurs did press them well. Me and Steve were talking about how both teams were pressing really, really well and forcing errors. There wasn't much fluent football being played. It was like helter-skelter, end-to-end, pressing from both teams, forcing errors, forcing turnovers. And those turnovers made Spurs have two or three guilted chances that you're not going to get against Arsenal, who, in my opinion, are the best defensive team in Europe. I've said it before and I'll say it again. In my opinion, you lot can argue with your fridge, right? I think they're fantastic defensively. And Saliba and Gabriel were magnificent as a partnership. It's weird because the fullbacks weren't having the best games, but the centre-backs were magnificent. We all thought Ben White and Timber defensively were a little bit on edge. All right, Timber made a few blocks. Yeah, Timber on the ball was magnificent. Timber, like in terms of his positional play, but Spurs didn't put their chances.
Yeah,
if you don't put your chances away, if you don't create half openings into full openings and then get shots off target, there will be a moment where Arsenal, if they don't create nothing, their set piece game is so strong that they're going to punish you. And we did say Odegaard and Rice are normally their set piece takers, or a lot of their set piece takers. And that was the first one Saka put on a sixpence. Bang, on the money. And we can, yeah, I know, I hear it. All of the Gabriel's, the Romero slander and the keeper. Sometimes you've got to say the delivery was spot on. Absolutely spot on. That's why you call a perfect corner. When coaches talk about corners, they try to ask players to land it right on the penalty spot. And that's exactly what Saka done, right on the penalty spot. And Gabriel, who I thought was man of the match, I think we all agreed he was man of the match, puts it away. And yeah, man. Good. After that, we all started doing all fucking those coffin master songs and all shit, because we knew it's over. We knew it was over after that. We knew there was no way Spurs are getting back in the game. And like TOBS says, and he's touched upon everything else anyway, like the subs made things worse, not even better. Like they made things worse. But that goes to the strength of the subs bench. They brought in some fella called Ogablet, or I don't know what his name was, and they brought on Raheem Sterling. Look at the levels. Yeah, look at the levels, man.
He should have started, to be honest.
Well, if he's good, yeah. I mean, he did look handy, but you know,
like I'm not even saying he made a significant difference, but just by the sheer fact that someone's willing to run at a player, to run at anyone in that deep block, should have started. But
is it a conversation, Tobi, that we spoke about Son? Is there a conversation there? Because I didn't think he wasn't the worst player on the pitch. He wasn't. But you're looking at him for inspiration as you probably your talisman now that Kane's not there. And I don't think he's got it. I don't know whether he shouldn't be playing on the left. I don't know whether he should maybe play him down the middle. But I just think he doesn't offer you anything anymore. And I think it's an uncomfortable conversation because he definitely dropped off. And I look at the Spurs team and I can't see... You know, it's all right having Maddison in there, but he needs players around him that he can tick off on the same wavelength. You know what I mean? It's all right being in the middle of your own, getting swallowed up. But if you've got another person on the same wavelength and you can start balling it out, then you've got half a chance. But for me, Maddison looks like a fish out of water. And Son...
This is why they wanted Eze. And I was suggesting...
Yeah, well, Eze is perfect. Eze would have been perfect in there with it. We're linking up. But I just fear for Spurs. I looked at it yesterday and it was very flat. For a North London derby, even the crowd, I mean, we didn't hear the crowd in the watch-along, but when I came home and watched it on the TV, the atmosphere sounded pumping in there. Like the fans were well behind them, but the team was flat. And I think Arsenal did the job. They stifled it a bit and they kept it tight. And you just can't... If you get handed two chances like that you got handed with Solanke and Udogie, and to not get a shot off is poor. Because if Arsenal give us them chances on Sunday... to the big man, it's 2-0. 100%.
Yeah. Ange said it. Listen, Ange said a lot after the game, but he said something like, when asked about the emotion in this game, I swear he said something like, you know, we have to take every game the same way. We've got to go win it. That's essentially what we done. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how we've looked at these games against, in terms of the Arteta and the way he sets us up. So Ange says a lot of good things, but I think it's coming to bite him now, because it's like some of the other things he's saying borders on delusion. Like, in my second season, I'll win trophies. There's no accountability about some of the changes, whether you agree or don't agree. There's no accountability about the space. There's no accountability about a lot of the things. Even though if I was a Tottenham fan, I would have liked some of the things he said, because it does seem like he has standards, but at the same time, starting this season the way you've started, and then having that interview after North London derby saying I win stuff in my second season, essentially the pressure's 110% on that for the rest of the season for him, and he's setting himself up.
Ange's a good talker, and I typically like his press conferences, but I think it's getting to the point now where you just got to do your talking on the pitch. Like, I can forgive. Yeah, maybe I can't forgive it. Actually, he's dropping points at Leicester, but I can understand. Like, if I look at the games the first 3 games we played, okay, cool. Yes, same issues done us over, but there's been some improvement. You've created some chances, more possession, blah blah blah. Like, there's the issues are there, but I can excuse it to a certain extent. I can't excuse yesterday. I can't excuse that. Sorry. And man are coming out and saying, oh, we dominated, or we had chances. We didn't do fuck all, bro. We had some nice moments of play, but ultimately, the killer blows that we needed to lay on Arsenal, we couldn't lay it. And that's a combination of certain players not turning up on the day, as we've spoken about. But that's also a combination of the manager and just not doing anything different to go about how we can win this game of football. Nothing different. Change the personnel, but the personnel that the players you're bringing on, they're just playing the same way. And Steve, to your point on Son, I mean, Son scored against Arsenal last season, scored against Man City last season, scored against Liverpool last season. He still scores against big teams, right? He still performs against big teams when he's deployed how you need to use Son now. Son's 32 years old. We've been saying for the last, how many, I've lost count of the amount of Big Six episodes where I've said, yo, Son is 32 years old. We cannot keep relying on Son to be our go-to guy, especially at this stage of his career as a touchline winger. When has he ever been a touchline winger? When has Son ever been a touchline winger, let alone at 24 now, as opposed to now at 32 years old? Son is still our top goal scorer this season, despite some of the fading performances. He's got 2 goals in 4 games. Okay, it's not amazing, but it's 1 in 2 rate, because that's what he does. He scores goals. If we put him in positions where he scores, he will score. But he's not a touchline winger. The mandate was clear last summer and this summer. Sign a winger who can actually play as a touchline winger and can actually start a considerable amount of games, to the point where you can actually say, you know what, Son, you're not going to start this game. You're not going to start this game, or you're not going to start the next one. And it's not because you're playing bad. It's because we want to play a different way, and we want to bring you on as a weapon off the bench, or we want to use you differently. We don't have that option. We don't. Our option there is a 19-year-old kid in Odebear, who I think looks a good talent, but he's a kid. He's raw.
Got to reset though, man. You kid or not, you know, it's either moan about it or reset and play the kid and then see what happens. Do you get what I'm saying? Really?
I think there's signings. I think there's signings. And I agree. And we all talk about buying for the future, and as you said, resetting. Whether I think there's signings. I think they've wasted a lot of money for the future and not the present. It's a lot of money, and it's a lot of money that he's not going to get again and again and again. We know what their chairman and owners like. They have spent a lot. Someone was telling me they spent 350 million. Where
I did the numbers. So in the last 12 months, I think we spent like close to 385 million, and we've made we've made back like 175 to 180 million. So our net spend is just around 200 and something million across 2 seasons. So
now let's be honest. Does that squad look like a? Let's go around. Does that squad look like a top 4 squad to you guys? Honestly,
not the attack. The attack.
Honestly, it doesn't. It just doesn't. That attack, it looks so lightweight. It's unreal.
But they have no choice but to go to a 2 up front. They have no choice because they can't. What we're suggesting here is drop Son. They can't drop Son because, as Tobi said, he's the only person that can strike a football and put it in the back of the net. Solanke at 65 million is a striker that could give you 12 goals or he could give you 18. You just have to hope it's not the former, because he could easily leave the season with 12 goals and it wouldn't even be like a massive shock, because we know his season in, season out record is not what he did last year.
Even Richarlison, if he came back and he was on the bench, you wouldn't be asked about him, would you? To be fair, if yesterday we were watching that game, you wouldn't think, as an Arsenal fan, Turkish, you wouldn't be thinking, shit, I hope they don't bring Richarlison on.
It's baby food for the centre backs, and that's the problem. Our attack was stinking, even with Kane and Son. Even with Kane and Son bagging all these goals, we still said, yo, this attack is problematic. You need to do something.
But they didn't have the backup cast. Like, Kane was magnificent and Son was brilliant. They didn't have the backup cast. Now you seem to have 4 or 5 backup cast, but no main guy. Like, even Solanke, I thought he played well. I agree with you. I thought he played well. But there was no potency around him. You can't have everyone looking neat and tidy like Maddison, like Solanke. Everyone was looking neat and tidy. No one was providing X factor.
You're right.
How long was Basuma out for? Is he out for just 1 game? Was it 1 game? Or
not sure. I think we'll find out maybe tomorrow.
That was a big miss. It was a big miss.
Basuma's not been playing well enough for the last 12 months for his team.
No, he's been playing much better.
No, it's a big. I get you what you're saying, Matisse, but it's still a big miss in comparison to Bentancur right now. It's a big miss with the way he started this season. But I get the point you're making, Matisse. It's not like no Basuma. No Basuma is like, it's not enough of a reason for me to be like, you shouldn't win this game of football. But I honestly, I think it's negligence. It's negligence. And when I speak on it, Turkish will say, "Oh, be happy with your owner. You spent so much money." Look at him; he's smirking again. I said, in fact, F what I said. Just you lot have eyes. You're seeing it for yourself. Forget about what I said. You look at our attack and the way we play is counterproductive. Our attack is literally counterproductive to how we play. The thing that's meant to win us games, it's literally counterproductive to how we play.
Yeah.
Solanke,
you need to play on the break.
He looks good. He looks good, but we need to see. Like, we need to see how many goals he scores. Son can only play one way now for Tottenham, and he doesn't get deployed in that way. That's on the manager. 48 million on Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner on loan. This is pathetic squad building in attack. It's pathetic. And it's the complete opposite of the approach that we've taken in our midfield and defense. I actually think we've got some good midfielders. I think we've got some good defenders. I think we've signed well in those departments. But the attack, for some reason, it's like you don't want to learn your lesson. You spend 60 million on Richarlison. It didn't work. Man. So you then go and spend 48 million on Brennan Johnson. You then go and bring Werner in. Who's making this decision?
Did Levy bring these men in, yeah?
Oh, you don't think Levy had a part in this?
What do you think he called up?
Where's your sporting director?
I want Brennan Johnson. Bring him in now.
Is president,
bro.
Who's your sporting director?
And our sporting director now is the guy from Johan Lang, the guy from Aston Villa, and before he used to be Paratici, who actually signed us some good players. But Turkish, sometimes the way you speak like someone who's so naive and so blind to how football works, and it's actually nasty work, because when it's Arsenal, you can go down to the macro level. You can understand an owner's influence on how their club operates in the window.
I see polling for Tottenham talk.
You know.
No, because you take it to one extreme. That's why to counter that, I must take it to the other extreme.
But what extreme do I take it?
You give no credit to the man. The man made them. The man is the reason you're a Big Six club. You give him no credit whatsoever.
You're a liar. You're an absolute liar. Because
say what you want to say, bro.
I just said what I said. You're a liar. You're a dirty liar, because you saying that I've never given you any credit is an outright lie. It's an egregious lie. It's bullshit. It's not true. Bro. I've said to you, he's done some good work.
Don't let him put you into factory setting mode, man. You know he's on the icy pollen right now. He doesn't give a fuck about your club. Right?
I don't care. I don't care.
Nah, man. Serious conversation, bro. We had the joke yesterday.
The whole summer when we were talking about Brennan Johnson, Eze was there. Even this summer, Eze was there. The price is the price. Turkish really wants to play blind to the fact that a club will prioritize a C-grade option who will cost a third of the wages, is young, is British, is versatile, and has good sell-on value instead of the game changer right there and then. Turkish wants to pretend as if that has nothing to do with Daniel Levy. Spurs are just saying, you know what? Brennan Johnson, he's our number one target. Absolutely not. He's a target. He's a target, but he's a target by design. He's a target by design because he fits a criteria. Young, versatile, could be sold on in a couple years later, and you don't lose much money. It's a protected purchase. And it's not as risky as paying this person 200 bags a week at 60 million. It's the truth.
You're not the first club to do that, though, right? It's not like it failed every single time.
I didn't say
that and found success in it in the past. It's not the only. That's why I'm saying that you go to one extreme with Levy. I'm not here to talk about Levy too much. We still need to talk about Arsenal, but the fact
we can talk about Arsenal.
We've seen teams bring in young players, sell them for profit, and still be successful in the on the pitch. So that being the reason alone, or one of the main reasons.
Yeah. But
there's still a lot of men in between Levy and the pitch, making these decisions as well.
Fully agree, which is why we criticized Ange Postecoglou at the start. But we've spoken about Ange Postecoglou. We've criticized the players. But you and your refusal to accept that Spurs never ever go into a season where we really, really feel like we can be competitive is what's alarming to me. Every single Spurs fan you'll speak to will tell you that we spent 145 million and we are still short-staffed in terms of quality. It wasn't a good window for Tottenham in terms of incomings. Every single Spurs fan you speak to will tell you that. But you'll tell us, no, keep quiet. He spent money. Be happy with what you got. Be happy. And then you'll be the same fans who will be questioning us, saying, oh, you're not winning trophies, your bottle jobs. Have a guess why we're not winning trophies. when you have an owner who has a mentality to give you the bare minimum as opposed to the maximum that you need in every season, what do you expect?
Damn, man.
What do you actually expect?
I feel
What
you,
do you
man.
expect when you saw Dominic Solanke for 65 million plus three teenagers and Timo Werner? What the hell were you expecting of Tottenham this season? And I'm
Listen,
not giving up on my team. I'm not giving
but
up.
then
on the
here,
team.
but then this is what I gotta pick
I'm
that
not,
one
yeah,
a
but
little.
but
Because
when I
if
say
you
this,
man
I'm
bought
not,
Havertz, you would say the same thing, but our manager's making it or made it work to us. So as much as you're looking at these players, it hasn't worked or it's not working, but you can't just bring it straight to the owner then.
I'm not bringing it straight. I'm not just bringing it straight to you. No, I've told you it's all an issue. I've literally just said some big players have underperformed. The manager, his refusal to change, and a hierarchy that won't strengthen the team to the standard that we need. It's all an issue. It's not just one thing. It's all an issue. Like I don't really understand what more
Listen,
to say.
I think we agree. I just, like I said, you tend to go.
I don't
to the
think we do
extreme
agree because I want you to acknowledge that he's an issue.
Who, Levy?
Who else?
Wow.
I want you to acknowledge that he's an issue.
I can't lie to my people, man.
Okay, then.
Are you
so
going to
don't
retract the
agree,
Football Genius comment for the 5th episode in the trot? I'm asking you this now.
I'll retract it. It's done.
Thank
It's
you.
retracted.
Fantastic. So
Fair play, man.
Man applauded him. For fuck's sake.
It's retracted.
we leave that now. Now that that's retracted, we leave that alone.
Yeah,
Now.
we leave it now.
We leave it to die now.
He
And we move on
means
to
it,
the
he
next
means it.
agenda.
No,
Yeah,
he means it.
Fair play, man.
Yeah,
Tobi, I'd just like to apologise for saying that you might be on heroin. I know you're not on heroin, but please lay off the spice, yeah?
I don't take spice.
Don't get him started again, man. Seriously.
I don't take spice.
Let him drink, man. Let me drink.
Don't worry, man.
Replace
How
one
many we got live?
accusation
We
with
got
another.
8.9k live. First things first, people, hit the like button. Let me check how many likes we're on. If we haven't passed 1,000, it's a bloody disgrace, but we'll see right now. Oh shit, I ain't even got it ready. I'm gonna load it up now. Hit the like button, people. Make sure you're subscribed. Nah, wrong one there. Make sure you're subscribed. Don't forget as well, Manscaped sponsoring the show. Go show them some love too. Scalp buffers out. There's other products out. You know, you've been showing us love through Manscaped for over a year now because they've stuck with us. So big up to everyone that's bought through them already or gonna buy through them. But go hit them up again if you can, people. 20% off. Use the code TB620. Go show Manscaped some love. They show us some love. That's how, yeah, this thing goes round and we make things like the watch along possible. So yeah, go show Manscaped some love. Big up Manscaped, man. The Big Six main sponsor. Let me go into the super chats. I know we haven't talked about Arsenal much, but let me do the super chats and I'm sure conversations will flow off the back of that because I've got some Arsenal ones here as well. Tottenham fans are delusional. Tottenham fans are so delusional that when a team gives them the ball because they don't fear them, they say, quote, we dominated the game. Well, that's not what TOBS is saying. Tim Sherwood has a bigger... that picture of me is mad. Tim Sherwood has a bigger win percentage than this Ange guy. Disgraceful.
Tim Sherwood managed the club for like 5 months.
Was that it? 5 months?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he wasn't there for long, so he's going to have a better win percentage than a fair few managers.
Genesis says Romero got tickled by Big Gabby and cried on Twitter about not getting enough rest.
Romero can hold that, man. He can hold that, to be honest.
Gareth says, Tobes, what's disingenuous is trying to claim Vicario should be in a combined 11 over Raya. Check your facts before you make wild statements.
That wasn't a wild statement. Most people would agree that Raya didn't perform well for Arsenal until the second part of last season. Vicario has these issues, and I've already said I think Raya is a better goalkeeper than Vicario. However, when we're talking on combined 11 and performances, since both goalkeepers have signed, are man going to tell me that I'm wild for saying that Vicario performed better than Raya last year individually? Really?
I felt like,
really?
Well, there was a couple of high-profile moments from Raya. That's probably the difference between it. But Raya had all round. Raya had a good season, but there was those moments and Ramsdale conversation behind. But Vicario had a brilliant debut. I think that's where the expectation, both of them coming into the clubs, it differs. So, but I get your point. I get your point. Big up Gareth. Let me get to the Surge in the building. Big up Turkish, Steve, SAEED, Matisse, Tobes, and GRIZZ. The watch along was epic. Come on, you gunners, hit the like button, subscribe. Love for the love. Come on, my guy. 3 things guaranteed in life: 1, death; 2, taxes free. Spurs being Spursy. Big up Jazzy. Here's another one. Oh, and 4, Tobi hyping Spurs 1963 European trophy so he can stay relevant in trophy discussions. At least Ange, quote, always wins something in his second season.
Win it and then talk about hyping it up. Let Arsenal win the same European competition that you're talking about, and then maybe you can hype it up. Win it. Win it. Simple.
Manav says, to quote Tobes, quote, if Tottenham is Tottenham, then Tottenham is Tottenham. Oh, sorry. It was, quote, if shit is shit, then shit is shit. I remember that quote as well.
That's crazy.
Romero reminds me of Otamendi. Class, but always has that error in them.
Otamendi's better than him.
The irony when I'm seeing the name as well. But if I speak, I'll be in big trouble. So let me not speak.
Listen, don't even go there. Do not.
We'll go later on. We'll go later on. We'll go later
Oh, let's keep it moving.
If I speak, I don't want to go into the conversation. And this isn't even in comparison to Romero. It's just a personal opinion I have of certain men.
You're very jealous, man. You're very jealous. Jack Grealish, John Stones. You got a vendetta against them. But at the end of the day, Jack Grealish and John Stones play for Tottenham to be a statue of them two outside your ground now.
I'm sure there would be amazing players, amazing. Generation,
better than Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson, mate. So you better calm down.
Well, those players are dead. They're crap. I don't rate those players.
How can you, who has dead players, start chatting to us who have good players?
I'm not chatting to you. I'm telling you to stop lying about your players.
I haven't been lying about the players. I watched them players lift the treble, and I watched them lift the Super Cup and the World Cup. You've watched your player just get pushed over like a pansy in the box and a big centre get it in the net and lose a derby, and you're on here now, look like you're going to die, and your team's shit, and you're bringing on Timo Werner, but you want to call John Stones and Jack Grealish. Really?
What did I call them? What did I call them?
You just don't rate them. So if you don't rate them, don't talk to me about any of your players.
Say that. Maddison, you're making up your own narratives. I didn't say I don't rate them. But there you go again. I didn't say I don't rate
John Stones then. What's the problem with John Stones?
Don't worry, I don't have a problem with John Stones. I have no
Pep
problem.
Guardiola, the best manager on the planet, plays John Stones, but Tobi,
why are you so defensive?
Who's depressed?
I just told you I don't have a problem with John Stones. I just told you I don't have a problem with John Stones, and you're telling me the best manager.
You do have a problem with John Stones. You said if you speak, you're in trouble. We'll speak.
Yeah, if I speak, I'm in trouble about my rating of John Stones. I don't have an issue with him.
We're going to go to City shortly anyway. Gareth says, SAEED, Lissandro and Romero equally shit. Bozo genes in both of them. Just says, Spurs legend Big Sol bought the luck. Arsenal for the Arsenal W at Shite Hart Lane, taking a nice steamy dump. 3 W's, 3 years. Hold that. Tob, X, Abby, and Fuad. Come on.
Big Sol was wild. When Turkish was telling us do you want to hold Big Sol?
That was mad still. That was mad. But we move. What can we do, man?
So you nearly grabbed this. I don't know what you holding.
No one grabbed nothing. No one grabbed nothing. That's for the watch. What happens on the watch along stays on the watch.
Stays on the watch along.
Mr. Weigel, my brother, I hope you're good, man. Rottenham Hot Paw, it's like being my guy. You need to, Bavi, man needs to read what you're saying here, bro.
He's absolutely crazy.
Like, you're just crazy, bro. This is why I call you Mr. Chow, man. Bro,
can you change your name from to Mr. Chow now? Because you're officially our Mr. Chow.
I think we should start getting clips from him.
Yeah,
man, as ad breaks.
Yeah, put it up on our TikTok. Yeah, 100.
Ziggy ad breaks.
Smashing idea.
HW says Maddison couldn't get his game off against a combined age of 154 in Jorginho and Partey. He can't hang at the top of the table. Eclipse says, big up you, man. Amazing work, quality banter. I think we need to start calling Brennan Johnson by his initials of BJ because he sucks. At least you, man, made Spurs Cup final entertaining to watch. That is crazy. Big up. Big up. Also, on the note of North London derby, loved how Turkish wanted to hug Tobs after the game. Tapping wanted to just tap out in that moment. Friends before anything, man. Come on, man. I didn't like seeing my guy upset. Joshua says, big up Turkish and the panel. It's been a while, but hey, the old one is back in the shadows, keeping an eye on my show in the community. That intro was fire. Thuggery is levels. He certainly is, brother. No one like him. No one like him. I'm listening to you, man, talk, and all I hear is the history of the Tottenham. Don't bring that vice captain to my captain again. Big up the 6. Come on, Dini, my bro. Don't let TOBS do this. Maddison isn't even top 5 cams in the league. But Sam says, I agree with TOBS. Saka has countless stinkers, but never hooked because of that one potential moment. Come on, you Gunners. Ryan singing, this happened again. 3 in a row on your own turf. Hold that, TOBS. North London red as well as London. In general, this is more like it. Leave my uncle alone after 27 minutes. Anyone's...
What the fuck?
He is very.
This might be worse than the last one.
SAEED, if you ever plan on going back to New York again in the next international break, you need to have a word with this guy, I'll be honest.
You spend 1 week with him, and this is what he's coming out with.
Bro, listen, don't blame me.
What was you two up to? One needs to beg the question. What kind of influence you had on
what he does in his spare time, I don't know in it, son, but this is crazy.
I can't wait until Big Steve meets him.
I needed that. Oh my days!
A moment for the history books when.
What's going on in that super chat? Can someone explain to me?
Well, I'm not reading that second part of that first sentence. Uncle is already wounded.
Forget it.
Yo,
hey,
man.
Mr. Eagles, Ziggy, big up, man. Grizz, why were you wanting Arsenal to lose? Do you think Liverpool are in the title race?
No. I just wanted Arsenal to lose because I think we're going to be closest to them.
If he says, if that was Saliba or Gabriel, imagine the examination, the interrogation, the dissection that would be done. Romero, the absolute bum. Always nice to remind these little brothers where they stand. Ibby, I remember your comment on the watch along as well. What did you say? Odegaard had a better game than Maddison, and it got quite a few likes. I can't lie. Big up. That's the comment of the day. Elisa, back in the building. Hope you're good, my bro. To be honest, I need to shout you, man. I haven't spoken to you in a little while. Spurs is the same breakup song on repeat for eternity. TOBS, the rational thing for a good life is to leave that toxic relationship and pick a new love. We will welcome you with open arms. Jimmy says, Kai was decent, but how in 2024 are we celebrating performances for running and pressing stats? I miss players twatting the ball from the halfway line. Don't we all, mate? I can appreciate the defensive quality of Arsenal, but I couldn't see goals coming outside of set pieces. Against City, that won't fly. Not with the beast up top. Well, to be honest, we've got Thursday's show, Max, for the Man City Arsenal preview, which we'll get into it a lot more there. But we'll see. I mean, in terms of talking about Arsenal, I think when you look at Arteta, he's taken a hell of a lot from Pep. We know this, but you can also see he relies a bit more on defensive stability and keeping it safe more than Pep. In terms of Pep, always wanted to keep the opposition guessing in his attacking, in the attack part of his team. So there are differences there, and I don't mind it. You know, whether we win the league scoring 90 goals or whether we win the league shithouse in it and conceding, you know. Well, I would never say 15 because that was mad what Chelsea done, but conceding a low amount of goals, I don't mind because now a lot of people are all of a sudden saying, I even see Rio Ferdinand talking about Arteta's like Pulis and this and that. I'm just thinking, Rio, like, what are you saying this about Jose? Next time Jose comes on your channel, Rio, ask to call him Pulis. You was up his ass when Jose was winning all them trophies, shithouse in 50 games a season and all of that. So people can't now turn around and look at these types of performances where you soak it up sometimes. You have to hit on the counter or pick your opportunities and talk with disrespect. I like it, especially coming from a side where 10, 15 years we was open as hell, tactically unaware. It was just, you know, the shackles are free, just do what you want. And in the end, it was our downfall. So I welcome the way we move now. If we have to do, everyone knew what Arsenal had to do against Tottenham. Everyone pretty much knew what we would do against Tottenham, and the game plan was perfect, executed perfectly. Steve's right. There was a couple moments actually where Ben White, very poor game from him, probably his poorest in a little while. Nearly cost us, but Gabriel, Saliba, and I think Timber, I think all three of them were immaculate throughout the game. And Raya's early 2 saves as well kept us with the clean sheet. But all in all, listen, I'm happy to see the way we can tactically set up in very different ways. And to be honest, Steve's right. When you do look at our bench and their bench, forget all the youngsters. The couple we had, because at halftime I said, if we can bring on Sterling and exploit the space, we've got this game. Obviously, that wasn't how we won it, but we did have the stronger bench with those two, which is welcoming considering we've got a few players coming back. So hopefully, no news on Odegaard yet, but hopefully he ain't going to be ready for City. But what we've done in the first 4 games is, 10 out of 12 points? You know, no losses, 2 of the toughest away games of the season out of the way. Going into the 3rd and the toughest away game of the season on Sunday. We put ourselves in a very good position now. I still think we've left ourselves light, and I still predict what I predict. But we need to, we're doing what we're doing, and this week's a massive week. Atalanta on Thursday, and then it's Man City on Sunday. So I can't even think about Man City yet because we need to get past Atalanta and see what we do there in terms of rotation.
What time do you kick off on Thursday?
8 p.m. It's weird. Like, it's why are you smiling? It's not Europa League, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's just nice.
What's nice about it? Where you look
I mean, Big Six is going to be delayed.
Oh yeah. But what's nice about that?
Oh, it's just nice.
Oh, are you not playing on Thursday?
No, we're not playing on Thursdays.
When are you playing?
Week. It's next week.
We're not playing.
Oh.
We're playing on Wednesday, We're playing on Wednesday.
Why didn't they just put them on the same day? Now you're going to waste our next Thursday.
Why are you not playing on Wednesdays, man? I'm playing on Wednesday next week.
Who are you playing this week, Saeed?
Obviously, Carabao Cup this week, but next week we're playing on Wednesday, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's playing next week as well.
Playing Barnsley, yeah. City's playing in tomorrow. Levels.
You have to play Watford next week. What are you doing here?
Watford is still better than Boston.
It's all in the wording.
I'm Tom Cleverly, man. That's my guy, man. Hopefully he wins.
Where are we?
Just mock you for playing domestic cup football.
Big up Max for that one. Why do we all pretend Tottenham are a big club? There's no evidence. How bad do they need to fail before we admit the truth? Oh.
I love when he delays it.
Why are you delaying for? Just
delays
Is it in one ear out the other ear? Is that how I should take this? I need to think sometimes and analyze, and we need to throw it out there and see if anyone wants to answer it. There's a balance to it all. No? Okay. Nah, this Levy nonsense must stop. He backed all his managers. These players need to take accountability.
Look how quick they are with the pictures.
Yeah, done.
Are you giving the ammo, innit?
That's hilarious.
Levy was right. We do have our Spurs back. But was he speaking to the fans or the rivals? By the way, Ange is just a Tyrone version of Ten Hag in the eyes of the fans. Crazy.
Ridiculous.
City predictions in it too early, Sam. Thanks for the super chat, but it's very early for that. Can't believe I'm biting to this, but Stones hasn't made a mistake in about 5 years. I think that one was to TOBS, but we're going to move on to City shortly.
Good one.
Regine says, people saying Raya won the Golden Glove. It's awarded most clean sheets, which is a combination of goalkeeper and defenders. It's not the most saves or the best saves. Very true, very true. Records broken by Ange. 3 back-to-back home losses versus Arsenal. First time since the 80s. 0 in 7 London derbies. 9 losses in 15. TOBS, Ange out. Wow, and you put it like that.
That 0 wins in 7 London derbies, that is fake, by the way. It's not true.
Must be fake.
That's what I say, yeah.
Because we've definitely played more than 7 London derbies, but am I Ange out? Nowhere near. But his job can't be. Sorry, my lighter's gone now, but his job can't be like. Yeah, you're right. Right now, his job can't be super secure. Like he's fighting for his life this season because he's not pulled up any trees at Tottenham, and the form has dipped to such an extent now in 2024 that there has to be greater scrutiny on what you're doing week in, week out. If there wasn't much already, it's a big season for him, and if results slide and we have embarrassing cup exits, then my opinion will change. But for now, I would much rather back the man who I think has the right mentality, right footballing principles, but is just flawed. Tweak those flaws, and you never know what could happen. So let's see.
Couple more left on Tottenham Arsenal. Blicky says, don't ever include Maddison or any Tottenham defender in combined 11s again. None of them get in. And Rishab says, how are you guys letting Tobi flex his ancient dusty trophy? People living in history and not making it. And last one here from Ryan. Big up, Ryan. Tobes, real talk. The Spurs have a better front three than Forest, as I think Ange is out of his depth already and only has one way of playing.
The answer is yes, but I will say Nottingham Forest have two wingers that are better than every single winger we have, bar Son, right now.
Yeah, I'll vouch for
which
that.
is scary. Which is scary.
That's
Cool.
Yeah, that's mad.
Arsenal, Tottenham,
1v1
Super
demon.
Chat's done. Well, where are we? Okay, 1 hour, 5 minutes, 9.5k here, 500 off 10k live. Big numbers yet again, people. 12.5k on the watch along yesterday, 9.5k here, main show tonight. Make sure you subscribe, number 1. Hit the like button, number 2. Let's get up to 3,000 likes nice and early. I say early, we're only about halfway through the show. So make it happen, people. And a reminder, Manscaped are the sponsor, TB620, 20% off. Make sure you use that code, because if you don't use that code and just buy, unless you're using the link in the description, they won't know you're coming through the big 6. So you need to make sure you let them know that by using the code and getting yourself a 20% discount. Show them some love, hit the like button, and make sure you're subscribed in that order, people. Come on, let's move. Next up. Next up. Oh yeah, well, the book's gone, the mask is off. Uncle, are you ready?
Play it, man.
Play what?
They're taking that into play.
Yeah, no.
It's got to be, man. It's got to be.
It's a joke thing, by the way.
It's a joke thing. I can't believe this.
At least I know.
I'll play it, Turkish. You do
what
this all the
certain
time.
man's allegiances lie.
Well, where's there to play? Why are you playing
You
that?
can't have Tobi get cooked to you not to get away with it. Are you mad?
Ridiculous. You lost at home to Nottingham Forest, but I'm the one that only takes the cooking.
Exactly. It's a
I'm
joke.
Here, man. I'm here for you lot, man. I'm here for you lot.
To be fair, like Skull's been very busy. Like he's had a lot of videos.
fair
He's
enough,
a lot of content to do, a lot of videos,
okay.
pre-records.
I'll let him know.
Apologies to the people in the comments, you know.
Yeah,
They
fair enough.
love getting onto Skull as well.
Skull is flat out, guys.
Yeah,
but he found the time for me.
El Skull, man. El Skull.
You call him a pussy, so I guess that's where GRIZZ does that bit. GRIZZ.
Yeah, he is.
GRIZZ, is the poetry ready? Like, did you have something there for us? Or was
I have. Can I do mine?
What have you got for us?
I've never been like this before. Like what? Scared, worried.
Liverpool Forest. It's a quick thing, innit? Liverpool Forest.
Do you see your team getting better? We look at the results, go, yeah, another win. But do you see them improving in all aspects?
Yes, we do.
How about new? You crazy Dutch bastard.
So much scrutiny on my new manager. Do you remember all these funny things they were saying about slot machine?
Put my hands up in the air. I'm never like this. I'm never hurtful. I'm just a normal guy who's just trying to be friendly.
Thank Arne Slot for educating SAEED.
You're going to have an uncomfortable time with me. This business plan is not a business plan.
We had to pull something out the bag, people. Skull is a busy man, but big up Skull. Big up Skull for the double whammy tonight.
I saw it in the back end.
Yeah. Now you got the access to the admin side. It's not a surprise to you. It's not a surprise to you. But yeah. Sorry, Saeed. I know you had something ready, GRIZZ.
Yeah, man.
Probably
I apologize, Skull.
There you go. Apology from Tob.
You know what I mean? I prepared something. You know what I mean? I got my own book here. You know, because he got his book there.
Why'd it have to be blue, you pussy?
No, man. I just what I could find, really. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Can I go on the main screen, please? I just want to address.
No problem. Let me put you on the main screen. There you are.
That's all right, guys. Just want to address. What happened to the slot machine? Is the name of this one? What is the slot era? Is it an idea?
You're right.
Is it a metaphor? Or is it a state of mind? Can it be physically touched? Well, I don't think Bradley did that against the 1v1 demon because he got
Wow.
cooked. As the clock struck 5 yesterday, and the Anfield crowd witnessed a terrible defeat against Nottingham Forest, we didn't know one thing. It was that this was their first loss against Nottingham Forest at Anfield since 1969.
Wow.
Damn. It's their time again. The Slot era. Liverpool are back. Arne Slot, so graceful at Old Trafford with his post-match analysis. Can I ask, where was the post-match analysis after Nottingham Forest? Oh, wait. There wasn't. The moral of the story is simple. Like the once wise man said, football is a humbler. Grizz, can I ask you a question? Why were you writing poems in game week 3? Shush. I'm going to answer for that for you. Listen, don't you dare talk to me like that, like the way you did last week. Writing poems in game week 3. Brother, have you not learned your lesson? You, of all people, said, be humble. Yeah? Stay humble. A man's writing questions and poems in game week 3. Listen, steady on, my brother. Steady on. This slot machine, it can break any week, you know. A man let Hudson-Odoi's career revive. You know what I mean? Man let Hudson-Odoi. You know what I mean? 1v1 demon. Ilanga. Yeah? Low block. You know what's funny, yeah? They went against Ten Hag. The Ten Hag tax, yeah? That was clear last or the week before. And these man thought, yeah, title race. This and that. Liverpool are back. Listen, you need to remain humble. There ain't no war hats anymore. What was that you wearing before there? Chill your beans, Grizz, man. Relax yourself, mate. Yeah? Szoboszlai should have been sent off. Mo Salah, Diego Jota. I'm sure Tob's going to be speaking about that one. Stinker and hooked. You know them ones. Stinker and hooked. You let Nottingham Forest come to your backyard. They were talking about easy runnings. Oh, Liverpool have got an easy running. Listen, mate. The Premier League is the biggest humbler you're going to see, man. So stop writing them dusty poems, yeah? Put your book back on the shelf, yeah? And shut the hell up. How about that, yeah? Yeah? Is that
Honey slot. La 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 la. Honey slot. La 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 la. Honey slot. La 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 la. Sorry, I've always wanted to say that.
That was A1 work from SAEED. Wow.
Thank you, man. That book, I'm not going to use it again.
We get some claps in the
retaliation chat, for you, my friend. Yeah? Because we want to go book for book. We could go bar for bar. You know what was there? I'm here, my bro. But yeah, man. Shush. How about that?
We enjoyed.
Anyone else?
Grizz, I feel like Trent gave the ball away a lot, I'll be honest. Some of the stats I've been hearing, I mean, I don't know if you want to clarify on some context of what happened out there, because some of the numbers and figures that I've heard are crazy. I didn't get to watch your game, so I am not going to comment. And you're still in a very secure position in the league, so I'm not going to comment too much. I just want context and an explanation on what really happened, because to lose at home to Nottingham Forest, I didn't expect that. I really didn't. That was a shock. That was a surprise to me.
No, there's no context. If you didn't watch the game, it's good, because you would have cooked me even more. I doubt if any of you will watch the game, bother watching the game, because you would have cooked me even more, because it was worse than the stats suggested. The stats suggested 70% possession. You know, I think double the amount of shots or whatever, blah, 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 all this, you know. When you read stats, you think, wow, Liverpool were just one of those days. They were unlucky chances, blah, blah, blah. The keeper must have had a blinder. I don't think the Forest keeper made one. He made one save from Jota, one save from Van Dijk's header. And that was it, I think. Someone correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but he made 2 saves in the whole of the 95 minutes. It was It was an atrocious performance. It was an embarrassing performance. You know, big up SAEED and his poems and all that, but you know, I mean, you can go bar for bar and word for word and poem for poem, but you can't go team for team, fucker. Your team's still shit. We still finish above you, and all that business. So you can't go team for team. But everything else, yeah, big up, big up.
Well done, well done, mate. And where's this Trent contract?
Yeah, that's what counts, team for team, right? I don't want to go bar for bar. I'm not 15.
Hey,
we want to go bar for bar.
No, you said 2-3 weeks.
I'm here to talk football. Your football team stinks, so that's why I came for you.
No, where's this Trent
and
contract?
And your team's still anyway.
Where's this Trent contract? Too busy having stinkers, mate. That's why.
Am I allowed to speak on my team? I gave you a lot of silence for about 10 minutes. That's the most you're going to get from me.
No, man, the cookie don't stop.
You ain't going to get more than 10 minutes. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I said go for it. That's what I said go for it. And you said, yeah, all done. And you went, sure.
I didn't say all done.
I'll carry on then.
But now you can go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So look, yeah, after 3 wins, you lot know I said, I mean, I get it. Whatever you want to say it to all the Liverpool fan content creators that got jiggy with it and got carried away and said, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to we're slots this and we're that. I said, we're work in progress and we're going to have, it's not going to be like Klopp where we're dominant. Like I think Klopp lost like 4 games in fucking 10 years or something at Anfield in the league or something like that. Crazy. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be ups. It's going to be downs. This was a down after the ups of the previous week. So it's going to be a bumpy ride. I said we're going to finish 3rd and hopefully get a trophy. And we're sitting 3rd right now after game week 4. It's early doors to whether you want to go extreme like our slots, the banter era, or slots the new best thing since sliced bread. I'm in the middle somewhere. As I said, I'm unknown. I've said it so many times here. It's unknown quantity with us right now. We don't know what we're going to get. And this was fucking proof. Last week, embarrassing Man United in their own ground. This week, getting embarrassed in our own ground by Nottingham Forest, who aren't as bad as some of the other teams. Let's not get it twisted. Like, he's a decent manager. And they're unbeaten in about 7, I think, now. Carrying on from last season as well. And he out-coached. His game plan was perfect. Done an absolute number on Slot. And Slot panicked and threw on all random strikers and fullbacks at the end. We were playing some random 2-3-5 formation at the end. Didn't make sense at all. That doesn't bode well, but he's got to learn. And as I think SAEED said, this league is a humbler. So he's got to learn quick because you know what the media is going to be like after Klopp. They're going to get on your case big time, especially with him being Dutch and bald, you know what I mean, like certain other managers. So he's got to learn and he's got to learn quickly. I've got nothing to say on him. I'm not out. You know, you're not going to get like random hot takes from me. I'm going to say stay consistent and it's a work in progress. Stinkers wise, all of those players that you mentioned, Salah had the Hall of Shame performance. It was a ridiculous, disgusting performance. But again, people were saying, why wasn't he taken off? You just don't. It's one of those ones. It's tough. You don't take off Salah. He's had stinkers before and he pops up with something. Salah was awful. Szoboszlai was awful. Jota was disgusting. I'm sure Tobi wants to chime in on Jota. In fact, the only person who played 5, rating of 5, was Gravenberch in midfield again. He was the only one who was calm under pressure and played well. Everyone else stinker. Everyone else. Happens, man. It happens. It's game week 4 and we got humbled by Forest. If it continues and if this is a trend, then I'll say more things, what you probably want me to say. But right now, I ain't reactionary either way. It's one of those ones we try to tuck it away and we go Champions League, AC Milan away tomorrow. We're back in the big dogs league. That's where we belong. But we've got to prove it under this manager that we've got the pedigree. We've still got the pedigree. You know, as I said, he's not no Klopp. And we have to get used to it. Unfortunately, it's going to get mad random results like yesterday or the Saturday.
Do you I have to ask, right? Do you trust your depth to go Premier League and Champions League in Slot's first season? Because I feel like you have numbers, but I'm unsure on the reliability of who's coming in for the A-listers. Like I've heard about Jones. He's had I think last season, right? He had a really good start, or really good season in comparison to some of the bigger names. Szoboszlai. You've got some homegrown players. Elliott's injured now, but it's Kwanzaa. He got hooked. It's a bit iffy, isn't it? It's not guarantees really, any of them.
No, there is no guarantees, man. Squads, it's a squad game. I do think we've got a good squad. Players like Gakpo, Nunes, who will be given a chance now. Chiesa, who's going to step in. So our front three, I think, are pretty much strong as anyone else depth-wise in the league. In midfield, Elliott's injury is massive, and we didn't invest, and that's where we're going to be found wanting, in my opinion, in terms of depth. We wanted Zubimendi. He doesn't like Endo. It's so blatant obvious he doesn't rate Endo, but we didn't get Zubimendi on the line. I don't think he does. No, I don't think he rates Endo. Yeah,
he was good last year.
I don't think he was.
But on the ball, maybe technically.
Yeah, you guys know what I said about Endo. I said, look, yeah, fantastic, done a job, this and that, but he's not Man City and Arsenal levels. So why should he be Liverpool levels? Simple. I'm a realist, man. He's not remotely close to City or Arsenal levels, and that's what we're aspiring to, unfortunately, right now. We're trying to catch them. You know, he's better than all the rest, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But we're not, you know what I mean? We want to get back in that category. You know what I mean? Title contention. And so he was not up for it. And I'll rate Slot for rating that and putting it out there, like, not putting it out there, but by his selection saying that Endo's not the one. We didn't get a midfielder. Big hoo-ha about our transfer because we didn't. We signed Chiesa instead. We signed a goalkeeper instead. Centre-back issue, yes. I don't rate Tsimikas. You guys know that as well. I don't rate Tsimikas as a backup. Right back, we're fine. And I know he got cooked by Hudson-Odoi, but any young fullback coming on with 15, 20 minutes ago can get cooked like that when you're pushing forward. Hudson-Odoi is a one-on-one demon, as we know. But squad depth, no, I don't think it's enough for Champions League and Premier League charge. I've made that very clear, guys. I've made that very clear. I didn't get carried away after 3 games. I just said it's work in progress. We just keep moving on quietly. And I mean that for the losses as for the defeats, for the wins. So when I said we win and we keep moving in silence, that wasn't a brag. That means when we lose, we just keep moving in silence as well. We just keep going and try to find consistency that will enable us to fucking stay in that race, because that's what I want. I don't want a drop off. And that was a drop off in performance on Saturday. That's what I fear. But if it's consistent, then I'm going to be worried. Right now, it's a mad result, mad shitty result.
I think, first of all, we've got to give Nottingham Forest credit because
100%.
It's a tremendous result for them to go to Anfield and win. The low block they played worked. And like you say, I think Slot got a little bit of a panic on near the end. And, you know, try to throw the kitchen sink at it, which I don't mind personally as a fan if a manager does that, because there's nothing worse when you get beat 1-0 and you haven't given it your all at the end and tried your best. But this is a very important week for him, I think. I think we're going to see the Milan game. He's going to want a reaction. A, he's going to want a reaction from the players. And B, the fans are going to want a reaction from him. You know what I mean? This is AC Milan. Yeah, they're not the AC Milan of years ago, but it's still a tough game. And if I'm AC Milan manager, and I'm sure he watched that game, and the AC Milan lads can see that and think, hold on a minute, this isn't quite the Liverpool under Jurgen where they're going to come and we could get torn apart here. I don't think that's in this Liverpool team anymore. No. I think they're a lot more reserved, a lot more composed. And I feel like they are going to get games where you expect Liverpool to blow someone away, but it might just be a 1-0 or a 2-1 or something. I don't think you're going to get them big, massive results you got under Jurgen. But like you say, he started the season well, Slot, he has. And the result at Old Trafford was a big one. But to bounce back at Anfield the week after and lose to Forest is bad. But I don't think Liverpool fans
We done the same when we beat them 7-0 and we lost to Bournemouth the following week. Do you remember? That was the original.
I remember that one.
That was the original football, was a humbler. We won 7-0 when we lost to Bournemouth.
I think what Matisse said is right.
You don't learn your lesson, that's why.
The depth in the squad under the first 11 is it got enough to go deep in competitions late in seasons for runs? I don't know. But listen, it's just one of them things. It happens. You've seen City do it as well. Freak results come out of nowhere, and it's how they put it right and how they bounce back. And I'll be watching that Milan game and seeing if this Liverpool have got that mentality and the pedigree's on about. Because if Jurgen Klopp lost the game, they always bounce back and put it right. So let's see if they can do that.
You know what? I know AC Milan and Champions League, and it's the nenext game. I swear to you, my focus is on Bournemouth already. Call me whatever. I don't know, but I'm not bothered by Champions League, whatever, blah 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 blah. And what I mean by that, I know it's the biggest club competition in the world and all that, but we know what bread and butter is all about.
Oh, fuck's
Bournemouth
sake.
at home. No, but
Turkish is going to be smiling
no,
away
but
now.
I'll
Here
tell
we
you
go.
why. I'll tell you why. Because Bournemouth will be what will have watched Forest and will set up and we know Bournemouth are quite tasty on the counter attack. Do you know what I mean? And they will play exactly the same way, and a lot of teams will set up the same way. So I'm more eager on how we bounce back against Bournemouth, because Bournemouth are a handy team. Like, they gave Chelsea a proper, I know we could have got Chelsea 1 in the end, but Bournemouth played really well, and they're a decent team. And as I said, I think Forest are not as bad. I don't think Forest get relegated, for example. I definitely don't think Forest get relegated. But I'm intrigued as well to see how he bounces back. You're right. I think he did panic. I think he tried to throw the kitchen sink. But Steve, it was like Spurs yesterday as Arsenal. It was like the last 20 minutes. It was nothing like a Liverpool kicking towards the Kop last 20 minutes where it's madness. It was nothing like that. It was pure. We could have played another half an hour, and we wouldn't have scored. So, yeah, I'm looking to see how we bounce back on Saturday, because it won't be long before pressure heaps on him, because that's the nature of the job after a great manager at a big club. So only he can fix this. Only he can fix this ASAP.
Yeah.
Bread and butter, eh?
Bread and butter, man. Hype, man. Listen, when your next game, mate, we'll be there.
European heritage, innit? You can't be throwing away the Champions League. Your heritage,
we'll be there. We will be there.
He's won 6 now. He's just taking a night off and that. Is that what you're trying to say now? Yeah.
Nah, not night off, man. Like, what I mean? It's there, innit?
No,
Grizz,
remember
6 big shiny ones in our trophy cabinet. You want me to send you a pic? It's there, innit?
I've got 3, don't worry.
Coefficient. And remember, Newcastle Man United disgraced.
Has everyone got their picks? Has everyone got their picks?
They disgraced the nation last season, so please put some respect back.
No, yeah. We hope not to disgrace the nation like Man United did last season.
I take it you heard that, man. You heard that.
I heard it as well. I just stayed silent, to be honest.
No, I wasn't talking to you, Louis. Chill.
I know you weren't. I was just saying. I heard it.
Yeah, sure.
Shush, yeah. Okay, no problem. No problem. You're getting a bit giddy because you finally kept a clean sheet.
They found their level, as he said in the title of his review. They found their level. That's what he said.
Yeah, I want to know why it feels like it's 2020 again. What's this? All these bots, man. You know what I mean?
Remember that one?
I know. I see that, innit?
Bro, it feels like lockdown.
That's a throwback. That's a throwback.
Yeah, man. Telling you.
Elvis says, I can't wait for the rest of the Big Six panel to play Forest, or rest of the Big Six to play Forest. We will be there.
Yeah, we can't wait to play Forest as well.
I don't get it, but yeah, Box of Oranges says basically SAEED is saying that Forest is better than United and Slot needs to step his game up for clubs at that level. And Ramadan says Salah was paying respect to Barkley's men by replicating a Routledge performance at Anfield.
Big up Wayne Routledge.
That's the one on Liverpool.
Aaron Lennon. We were bigging up Aaron Lennon yesterday on the watch along. So yeah, we've got to mention Routledge as well in the same category.
Steve, you might as well come in now since it's Arsenal, Liverpool. Get City in now as well, and before we go further down the table. Haaland 2 goals came from behind. What's that? 9-4 now.
Yeah. Viking hunting season, man. He's doing well. Brentford, they've had some good results at the Etihad over the years. Brentford, to be fair, we've gone there a couple of times thinking it's a routine win, and got beat. So people were just like looking for the team sheet. He changed it about a bit. He brought Kyle Walker in at right back, Rico in at left back. He brought in John Stones at centre back. I think he's just trying to give people minutes because we've got Inter Milan, then we've got Arsenal, Watford, Newcastle, Bratislava. So there's a run of games coming up. So he's trying to get everyone up to speed. 1 minute into the game, bang, they scored, deserved it. Brentford played well. But I've said it before, if you score early against City, it's not always a good thing. It seems to wake us up a little bit. And SAEED went early in the chat. Brentford playing well and all that. And they did. And to be honest, I'll be honest with you, Brentford could have been 3-0 up after about 12 minutes because we were all over the place at the back. And then once Haaland scored and we calmed it down, And then he got that second goal, which was a fantastic goal, a little dink over the keeper. He seems to be doing this finish now where he's getting very close to the goalkeeper and scooping it over him. It's a mad one. Then we just controlled the game. But Brentford are a good side. I feel like Frank's got them well drilled. They're good on the counter-attack. But City should have finished it off late on, but it was comfortable. It was comfortable in the end. And another win, another 3 points. And like you say, Erling Haaland at the minute, I think he can break Ronaldo's record of the quickest to 100 goals in any league. I think that's what I read the other day. So hopefully he can do that. But we just got to keep on going. Like you say, keep on going. Young Savinho did well again. Very, very raw, but very, very exciting to watch. He didn't play Doku. Rodri came on late, so he saved a few. Bernardo Silva, Foden's still not played yet. So we've got plenty of players on the fringes that are probably going to play this week. But routine win, yeah. Manchester City 2, Brentford 1. But big up Brentford. I was impressed with the way they performed, and they had a goal, and but they just weren't quite good enough. So yeah, roll on this week now. 2 big games, Inter Milan and Arsenal, and yeah, City's looking good.
When do you play Inter? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay, so we all have a separate day. Okay, and Villa's on one of those days as well. Rodri came off the bench, got a few minutes. Foden didn't, right?
No. He's been ill, but no one's really saying what the illness was, but he's been ill for a few weeks. No, he didn't. I thought he would have brought him on, but I feel like he's definitely going to play 20 minutes or so against Inter, even if he might start him against Inter. But there's 1 or 2 not quite there yet. Stone's not quite fit yet. And Kyle Walker, I feel like Kyle's declining. You know, he's a great fullback, but he's declining. I feel like the way Pep lines up with Rico Lewis at fullback coming into midfield is a lot more smoother. I feel like the back four is a lot stronger with Rico in it than Kyle. And I feel like the back four is stronger with Ruben in as well. But Pep always does it rotation. Got to give everyone minutes, keep everyone happy in that. So yeah, and Doku was rested. Rodri come on late, so he'll have some up his sleeve for Inter Milan.
You said Doku a couple of times now, and obviously Perez said what he said. I wanted to ask you what you thought of that, because for me it was quite outrageous.
One of the most fraudulent comments ever made by.
What's behind it though? Sure, like he's an ex-footballer and a fucking good footballer at that.
He's an ex-winger, so he knows the game. I think. Listen, I don't know. Jeremy's very exciting, and he's got the pace, he's got the power. He's very, very raw, like a rough, uncut diamond. And I feel like Saka's a little bit raw as well. I don't think he's a finished product, but Saka's obviously delivered more in the Premier League. But I don't know. Perez just obviously, it's his opinion, and with him being ex-Arsenal, I didn't expect it. But I think they're totally different wingers, me. I feel like...
Yeah, they are.
What Jeremy can do. I think Jeremy's a lot more direct and powerful, where he'll push it into the space and plough through them, or he'll try that little trick and turn a pace. I feel like Saka is a little bit more controlled, and he'll cut inside, and he's got that shot off, whereas Jeremy's shooting, he's nowhere near it. But listen, football's all about opinions, innit? It shocked me, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was a weird one. But listen, it's not like he's some bum, is it, Perez? And he was a shit winger, and we're just taking the piss. It's not like Timo Werner said it, because we won't listen to him. But at the end of the day, yeah, it was a mad one.
What else was
I just think if we're saying Doku's better than Saka, then we may as well throw in so many wingers. Balassi, you know, Balassi can go in there as well, in my opinion. So you could put so many of these step over, you know, unpredictable pace and power wingers. You can put them all above Saka if you're going to put Doku. I think the only reason why Doku gets spoken about not in the same company as what the players I just mentioned is purely because he plays for Manchester City, and that's it. If he didn't play for Man City and he played for a mid-table team, no one would be doing all this. Simple.
He hasn't kicked on yet.
So.
What?
I mean, that whole statement is that whole statement right there, putting him above Saka, and no one here feels aggrieved. That is
everyone feels the pudding.
Proof in the pudding for me. You know what I mean? That's
it's one of those that requires no comment. That's the biggest statement we can make.
Yeah, man.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Yeah.
Like these legends are legends.
We'll see at the end of the season, like Jeremy's improving. He's had one season there.
Look, natural ability-wise, this Doku fella is ridiculous. Is insanely talented. Like when I said it like a year ago, when I said he's one of the best one-on-one wingers, and everyone went mad. Oh, shut up! Remember when I said he's the best one-on-one winger in the world?
He's better one-on-one than the 1v1 demon. I'll tell you that for free.
And everyone laughed at me, but
Hey,
he's
respect
showing
that
it now.
1v1
One-on-one, he'll.
Can't wait.
This Savino fella is a lot more controlled. He's a lot more controlled, Savino, and I'm telling you now, he's dancing across that box the other day. Like, it reminded me of King Clancy back in the day, man. Dancing around and no one could touch him. He's that fast, mate. He's that fast with his feet. They couldn't touch him in case they brought him down, and that's where I feel like Savino's a little bit clever, and I think he'll end up being ahead of Doku.
Yeah, it does look
Savino
like a bit
looks
sharper, a
good.
bit more polished.
It looks a bit more technically refined.
Yeah.
Yeah,
depends how what Pep does with him as well, though, and how Pep wants to.
Hudson-Odoi is going to score against you this weekend. I hope Matt's. I hope you're ready.
We're not playing against Nottingham Forest this weekend.
Are you not?
No, we're playing Brentford.
Why did I think you playing Nottingham Forest? I thought you was trying to walk into this clip.
And even if he does score against Tottenham, the point still stands. Doku is better 1v1 than the 1v1 demon. That's a fact.
Yeah, 100%. So is Maddison.
Wait. Why are you pressed?
No, I'm just saying. You are in trouble soon. You're in trouble.
Why? Why am I in trouble? Even if he scores, will they win the game? They have to win the game of football, mate.
I've got one super chat on City, and it's a question. Oh wait, well, let me see. Ibby says, as someone who enjoys a classy, kind, back and forth debate between distinguished gentlemen, please may I ask, Tobs, what do you think of John Stones?
Yeah, don't start this again.
This one came earlier
because he can't say it and then retract his statement.
No, I think he's a quality centre back. I just
Tobs, you don't need to say anything.
In fact, you know what? Fine. Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. And
why did you say that then? Why did you say if I speak? Because he said it in the group chat.
Because
why are you listening to Saeed?
In fact, no. I'm not gonna do it.
No, but that's shit in it, man. Don't shit.
I've just got one question. Because
don't shit it.
Say what you got to say, man.
I've just got one question because I was watching some of that Man City game. It's funny how Steve mentioned how Brentford were all over Man City, but he didn't want to mention who was culpable in the lead up to the first goal they conceded. He didn't want to mention that.
Just saying. Mistake, wasn't it?
By who? By who?
By all of them. They're all over the place.
But who made the crucial mistake?
I wouldn't say a mistake. I just didn't think he got to the ball in time. That was it.
Okay. So this is what we're doing. So when it's other games where the teams haven't won, the mistakes get spoken about. When it's games where the teams have won, the mistakes don't get spoken about.
You're missing out a vital thing, yeah. You're missing out a vital thing. That mistake not lose us 3 points.
Yes, but that isn't solely down to the centre back, is it? Because he had Haaland.
So in games, at the end of the game, you look at the game and you come away with the 3 points. So we're talking about 3 points. I know you don't win much and you're not used to winning that well, but with City fans, we walk away, we're happy with the 3 points. We didn't get beat by our best centre back shitting himself in a North London derby. That's the difference, isn't it? You know,
got
John Stones,
got it.
John Stones would put his hand up. No problem if he made a mistake and we got beat and we'd be on him, but you didn't. So it's minor.
Well, you wouldn't be on him because you wouldn't be on him because you didn't mention it. But hey ho,
no, because we won. We won.
Yeah, but we're analysing the game of football, and you just brushed past the first goal you conceded.
No, I don't want it. Listen, I'm sure the chat does not want me to go into a monologue about 15 minutes about the first goal that Brentford scored when they got beat 2-1.
Didn't need a monologue. It just needed one sentence.
But we had to dissect the fact that you lost the North London derby against Arsenal again at White Hart Lane, and your centre back, who you big up most weeks, behaved like an absolute pussy and got pushed off the ball.
Agree.
There you go. So that's a bit more, we'd rather talk about that than John Stones making a mistake in a 2-1 win for City.
I just think we just need to be fair. That's all. No problem.
Well, what we should have on this show now, we should have Stones watch. We'll have Stones watch and we'll have Romero watch. So every week I will talk to you about John Stones' performance.
Yeah, but I'm not comparing Romero.
I'm going to have a little rivalry now. Just leave Sandro alone.
I'm not comparing.
No, Lissandro will be back. Don't worry about that. Lissandro will be back.
Yeah, honestly, should we chuck Lissandro in here? So let's do John Stones, Romero, and Lissandro. How about that? Yeah. Guys,
We need someone to do
Guys,
stats every week of the free.
Let's put Levi Cole in there as well.
Yeah,
Why?
let's go 4 for 4. Yeah,
Why?
let's.
Levi
He said
Cole.
why? He didn't even say, yo, I accept it.
No, because the way that you speak about Lissandro versus Romero, it needs to be.
Bro, you gotta have someone who.
I don't speak about
who do you
Levi
reckon?
Cole
Who do you
every
rate?
week. I let
Who do you
Levi
rate
Cole
in
do what he needs to do. He's a young centre back. He makes some mistakes,
here
and
we
he's
go,
improved this
young guy.
season.
John Stones is a
No, he's
Rolls
young.
Royce player. It's a Rolls Royce of a player. If you
Young
put him
for a
in the car park of players, he will stand out. He'll be gleaming in the corner. Do not mention him in the same sentence as bums, as the worst butcher since Fred Elliott, and that Argentinian reject who Otamendi helped win a World Cup. Let's not do that.
Sure. Okay.
Mr. BP says a bit behind, but Big Steve is a sick individual. Quote, Tobes, are you on the budge? Oh, and Stones is back. Stones, Champions League Team of the Year and Man of the Match in the Champions League final. Incorrect. Wasn't that Rodri?
I think Rodri got man of the match, yeah.
Never
He got the
makes
most dribbles in the Champions League game ahead of Messi, though, John Stones. So that's a good stat when he played in midfield.
On that note, let's keep it moving because we've got 2 more results to get through. I mean, I forget that. I mean, Sancho, the return. I say return. I mean, comes off the bench, gets man of the match and an assist. For Nkunku, who also comes off the bench and helps Chelsea to a 1-0 away win to Bournemouth. But it wasn't an easy one though, Matisse.
No, it was a very rough watch. But you're gonna get some of those in the season, and when you do, you need to win the game. At the end of the day, we've already shown against Wolves that we can go on a goal flurry. I already know the team's set up to share goals out amongst them in the attack. There's no gunman like Haaland. There's no one person to kind of rely on for 25, 30. So yeah, just the options off the bench, the sheer amount of options we have, we just need two players to just show up that given day. And that's exactly what happened. They came on, they changed the game. Sancho makes his debut. You know, Nuruddin. I don't know. You know, Man United won, Chelsea won, same day. You'd think Mud Brothers would be calm, would be collected, would be composed. I don't know what happened on SAEED's channel, to be honest. I had no idea what was going to happen. I had no idea. People are telling me, you know, people have lost their heads. There's a rant going on after a win for Chelsea against Bournemouth. I had to tuck in and watch. And Sancho, I mean, if he's going to provoke that sort of reaction from the Man United fan base, then more than you can believe we will let this cooking continue, because he came on and he was absolutely brilliant. Now, it's one game. So obviously what we want from Sancho is, can he put himself first, name on the starting 11 on that left wing spot week in, week out, and show that type of IQ and that type of, that type of play, because he was so intelligent. Everything he did, perfectly weighted passes, link up play, dribbling, not making a fullback there as well, creating 2-3 opportunities for players around him to score. Perfect wing play, perfect intelligent wing play, not relying upon pace and power, not relying upon anything other than just what's up here. And this is always what's been for question for Sancho. When he signed for Man United, they know exactly what they paid for. They paid for a technically sound Man City Academy graduate that went to Dortmund and linked up with Haaland and did great things. And he had a good season last year on loan as well. It's always up here for Sancho in terms of the way he plays and the way that he trains or the way that he applies himself. It's all up here. Technically, he's not deficient. You know what you're going to get first touch. You know what you're going to get passing. So I'm really happy with the performance, but obviously we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. It's one game. I would love for him to just nail that spot. I don't think we already know Mudryk is on borrowed time. I think he's going to be on the way out at the end of the season. I don't see it ending up any other way with the amount of players we have in his position now. And I would love Sancho to just lock down that position, and then we can go and hand over that 20-25 million to Man United, and we hand it over with a smile on our face. We hand it over locked in, obligated, knowing that we're getting a bargain.
Have you got an obligation to buy?
It's an obligation. So it's an obligation. So we have to go into that deal in the summer with a massive smile, thinking we're paying 20 million for a 50 million pound player, or 25 million for a 50 million pound player. We don't want to go into that deal thinking, shit, man, we have to sign this guy now because we obligation and he didn't really do anything. So he's one of my big tickets this season because I've always liked him. It's just
Why didn't
4 or 5
Dortmund
years
buy him?
ago I wanted him
Why
when we had
didn't Dortmund
Hudson-Odoi.
get him if he went for for this deal? Like, why didn't Dortmund get him if he's gone for such a deal? Do you get
It
what
might
I'm
be his
saying?
wages. It's probably his
Probably the
wages.
wages,
It's his
you know?
wages. Yeah, his wages is a problem.
And
He has
living
still
in
lowered
London as
them,
well.
but still for Dortmund, it's a lot. Yeah.
And living in London as well.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
realize it was
Yeah.
still a loan. I thought you had bought him outright this summer.
No. Like if the clause is like if we finish in the top 14, we have to sign him. So we're gonna sign him. So
And if you don't,
what do you mean if we don't finish in the top 14?
yeah,
We're gonna finish
and
ahead of
go
you.
down.
I'll be honest.
no. But if you don't, you still have to sign him. I'm not bantering you. I'm literally
No.
asking.
If we don't finish the top 14, we don't have to. I don't think we have to sign him. But come
Hold
on.
on.
We're gonna have
That's
to
a
sign him.
clause. That's a clause you man put in.
That's
That's
not
a cla-
guaranteed. Though.
What?
Is it? What's this clause? Did you not put that in?
I don't know who put it in. It's just a clause.
So the clause, but yeah, what I'm saying is, and you're laughing at me. I'm like, that isn't a guarantee. It's a must for you, but it's not a guarantee.
Okay,
so I
that's
wanna know.
that's banter now. Okay, that's fine.
I
That's no
thought it was
problem.
performance based.
That's
Is
no
it not
problem.
performance?
You
How is
think
it
you think he's
banter?
not top 14, not 4, top 14.
Oh, 14. I thought you said top 14.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my
Yeah.
days. Sorry.
Yo, I thought you was taking the piss.
No,
Bro, that's what I was
thought you
thinking.
were
I was like,
Okay,
yo,
okay.
Tobi,
I thought you were saying the top
Relax.
14.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, come on.
Yo.
That's in the bag.
Yeah,
so
that's,
he's
you know what I'm
maybe
saying?
Steve's right, man. Maybe
It's
Steve's
done.
right, man.
Yeah, it's
he's
done.
basically,
So
he's basically signing.
yeah, it's done.
Sorry,
So-
my bad.
So yeah. In Cuckoo, there's a discussion as to whether he plays up front or it's Jackson. I don't really care. Whoever bangs in the goals in Cuckoo, really good finish. I don't personally think he's a long-term number 9. I still don't think that. I don't think he's I don't think that's his best position.
It was
But
awful defending. It was awful defending that.
yeah, it wasn't great. He kind of just slipped through the cracks there.
I can't believe he got through, but good finish.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There are two
Yeah.
players there. Just block him.
bro.
But they didn't want to give away the pen. That's the thing. And he's quite quick with his feet, so he's just niggled through. They didn't want to give a pen, and then it's obviously it's gone in.
What was happening with the yellow? What was happening with the yellow card situation?
Oh, Anthony Taylor, he needs to be relegated. There needs to be a league table for referees at the end of every season. They need to be given points.
I don't think there was a bad challenge in the game, really.
But the thing is with I don't understand why there isn't better standards for refereeing in regards to give them a league table, give them points for good performances, bad decisions, they should get deducted points. There should be a league table. I'm sure there's referees in the championship that would actually do a better job than Anthony Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. But because he's a high profile name or whatever, I don't know. But this guy is every time we have him refereeing our games, he always drops stinkers every single time. And I don't know how nobody's seeing this and they're not thinking, what, we're just going to keep doing this every single time and we're not going to make, there's not going to be repercussions. I don't understand it because it could have cost, I mean, he was doing it for both teams. So it could have cost either team points if he had sent someone off or whatever. But yeah, for me, it's just, I don't get it, man.
He's a player. He thinks he's a player.
It's I'm weary of getting back into this debate, but it's the rules as well, though, because they fucked it all up. They fucked it all up.
Yeah, true.
Like the rules are too specific for what football.
This is the highest yellow cards ever recorded. I think is it something like
it
that?
Was.
Yeah,
it was.
So
it's what was before that Battle of the Bridge?
Maybe that was a great. That was a great
game.
Game.
That was like 10, 11 cards.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember it, Turkish, Arsenal and United at Old Trafford. In the early 90s, when they kicked shit out of each other. They were fighting on the pitch and everything. I remember Tony Adams and all them guys all scrapping on the pitch like a proper fight, man.
The game where we beat you 49. I think that game there, Gary Neville should have had a red card.
Yeah, there was one before that.
Rio should have had the red card.
Yeah, Rio. Yeah.
And Rooney dived.
Crazy.
Yeah, listen, shout out to Sanchez because I get onto him, but he was brilliant. Brilliant. Saved a pen, made some big saves. The Sassy, horrendous, needed to be hooked earlier, but he was off the pitch eventually. He's another player that I think it's looking sticky for him, this season. If he doesn't start pulling some performances out of his ass when he gets on the pitch, he's gonna have to be sold.
But he's playing right back though.
Why is he playing right back? Like the manager had to fuck around and find out why is he playing right back. He's not quick. He's not dynamic. He's up against Tavernier, wing play. It's not going to work. Didn't make any sense when it was on the team sheet. Didn't make any sense
Where's Gusto?
when it was all said and done. He was out injured.
And Reece
so he could've-
James are injured.
Reece
So
James obviously
there's
still
a problem in
injured.
itself then.
Well, you
Reece
have
James-
the thing is, we actually have somebody in the academy who's Achampong who could easily played. Now, does he maybe not think he's ready? I don't know. But you got Connor Bradley obviously starting to make appearances for Liverpool. I think he should be given a go. We're very good at producing fullbacks, very good at producing defenders at Cobham. So I think he's a better option than Disasi. Anyone who's got legs and
What's
who's
happening
got a
with
bit of speed,
Fofana, mate?
he's
That
better.
Fofana, he doesn't look like anything like that. He looked at Leicester. He just looks terrible.
No, to be fair to him, he's actually not got off to a bad start this season. But that game, he was poor. He was giving the ball away. He was doing the hyper bozo shit. But he's having his ups and downs. Which, to be fair, he was out for 2 years with a massive injury. So it's gonna be. I'm expecting up and down with him anyway. But yeah, hopefully more ups than downs. And Colwell was very good as well. So yeah,
And
man.
Lavia fit. Lavia fit now.
Lavia's back in training now. Yes, I think with Dewsbury Hall, Gusto's back in training. So yeah, it's just Reece James that's out. It's just Reece James.
He needs to run in the side, man, because I feel like the kids have bad injuries. If he can get a 10 game run in that Chelsea team, I feel like you will see some player, man.
Yeah,
I agree. I fully agree. Fully agree. How was Caicedo?
Because
I didn't watch the first half. I heard you lot struggled.
It's tough
Not
because we
just
didn't have
Caicedo, how's
control.
your midfield in general?
We didn't have control over the midfield, so I wasn't really impressed with the midfield. But I do feel like it wasn't helped with the fact that maybe Renato had to come in there as well. The
I
guy
saw
that's
him
been
in the
playing
second
left
half.
back. Yeah, so
He looked
he's really
better when I was
young.
watching.
Yeah, he's really young, so it's a learning curve for him. So that didn't help. But yeah, it wasn't great. I wasn't happy with the first half. We couldn't control the game, and that's obviously part of Caicedo's job. I think obviously he covers ground, he gets stuck in, putting out fires, making tackles. He had to do that. I thought, him and Palmer, I think duels wise were good. So the opposite of what we usually have, which is usually the duels are a problem and keeping the balls is actually okay. This time it was the complete opposite. So yeah, we just need to control games better because Bournemouth, honestly, God, but we don't deserve that win. Bournemouth should have got at least a point.
I heard.
Probably
I
should
heard
have won.
that.
They hit the woodwork, what, twice? Or was it just
Yeah,
once?
we got super lucky.
Evangelista looked good, man. He looked decent.
So why didn't he tuck? Why didn't he tuck the penalty? Why am I seeing alerts that he missed?
I know, but I think his overall game was promising, man. But yeah, the penalty was dead.
There's
But now that's a big win for Chelsea because they didn't play well and you win a game.
Away
It's
from
good
home.
news, man. So fair play.
There's one super chat, not on the game, but Matisse dances like he's never heard dancehall before in his life, apparently. DR Sports clip. I haven't seen it, but I'll check it out. Actually, was that Flex? Yeah, I think I have seen it, actually. And that's it. But we've got good win for United here from Daniel saying something we can build on. Mazraoui for 13 M's is a steal. Diallo quality again. Liverpool hold that slot breaking records. And Suj says, talk your talk, Saeed. If it was United, the cooking would have been real. Stir the pot. That was earlier, obviously. Go on, let's end with United, Saeed. 3-0 away win. Delay off the mark. Rashford off the mark for the season. Garnacho, all 3 off the mark for the season.
Yeah, that's good news, man. 3 goals. Rarely score 3 goals on the Ten Hag, if I'm being honest with you. So you got to enjoy them while you can. Wasn't the best of starts, I'll be honest with you. I think the penalty changed the game, man. I'll be real. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen after, but at that moment there, I just know what my United are in it. And I thought head would go down and mentality of old would have crept back into us. But I don't know. People say it's a shit penalty, but Onana did well. Got the save. And then, yeah, from that moment, I don't think he had a shot. And it was impressive. But yeah, like I said, the first 35 minutes, that Dibbling guy, I heard his ex-Cobham, man, but he was cold, man. Like, he was really causing Dalot problems. And I mean, big problems. Very exciting dynamic. And they had a few opportunities. But then, yeah, after that, they lit. Rashford, good to see that he's got a goal for his confidence. He just needs that, man. You know what I mean? Just to get off the score sheet. And Garnacho in the end, man. Should have been more, if I'm being truly honest with you. Should have been more. But in the end, just to relax and just enjoy a 3-0. I can't lie. I'm going to take that all day long, man. So, yeah, man. Nice and easy. Southampton, poor. Ramsdale. Listen, man. I know why you sold him now, man. Because he was all at sea, man. You know what I mean? Certain situations, you're like, whoa, what's he doing here? But, yeah, man. 3 points.
What's he doing here?
You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah,
that one where he dived. Yeah.
Yeah, dived. Yeah, I was like, yo, what are you doing, bro? You can tell there's certain things I've just seen. I was like, yo, like, But all in all, 3-0. Like I said, Southampton is not the biggest test in the world, man. We've got to think about Palace next. So yeah, man.
Are you away to Palace or at home?
Away. And we haven't got a good record there, man. I'll be real with you.
That's a tough game.
You know that
they've been playing shit, man. So
bro, they have, and they still rocked up and took a point off. I was so pissed.
Yeah,
I don't know how they took a point off us. They're not even playing that well this season.
Man, I want 3 points, fam. So
you know that meme when that guy it's like a cartoon in the office, and he stands up, like, you know, he's got his stand back.
Yeah,
that's how I was when I heard it was away from home. That's when I stood up, because I did watch that Southampton game. I did think Man United on another day would have probably scored about like 5 or 6. Like, they created so many chances. But that being said, Southampton were all over Man United in the first 20. I'd say like the goal that De Ligt scored, it was massively against the run of play, but it just felt like Southampton, like the defending for all of the goals, like it was just Ahmad would just play a 1-2, and then all of a sudden he's just opened up their defense with just 1-1-2. He was good, by the way. I think I would say him and
Amad Diallo was excellent.
Yeah, I'd say him, Xerxes, and Ericsson, Mazraoui. They were Man United's best players, in my opinion. But again, it's Southampton. We spoke about this on Thursday.
They had to score the penalty, man. They had to take that chance.
They had to.
Archer, terrible penalty.
And follow.
Terrible.
Man, I say enjoy your win this week. Listen, that's what it is, man. 1 game at a time, and we move. Like, I can't really look at this game and be like, yo, get too gassed and that. I'm just happy I chilled, you know what I mean, and enjoy you, man. You know what I mean? Stressing, especially GRIZZ. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. And then we'll see what happens next week. You know what I mean?
De Ligt and Ahmad, your probably biggest positives, because you could probably bank a little bit more on them actually sustaining whatever momentum they build up. I don't know about Rashford. I think that goal's massive just to get one. But I have no idea if Rashford's going to turn up next week or if he's going to, I don't know.
Bro.
Do you know I'm laughing? Steve's not said a word. He's just
no, but you don't need to say anything, man. It's Southampton, bro.
It's too late. It's too late to throw a grenade in the mix.
Man, relax.
It's too late, man. Next week,
Steve's top of the league, 4 wins out of 4, and we're here. And you think he's going to give Man United anything after a win after Southampton?
I don't need to talk about them bums. The look on my face tells you what I think about them.
Bro, you don't need to say nothing, man. Focus on Inter Milan and them man there, bro. Arsenal on that. You know what I'm saying?
You just focus on Barnsley, yeah? We'll focus on Inter Milan, yeah?
You're so nasty, bro. You're so nasty. But nah, listen. I also want to get Mazraoui as well, man. 15 million, man. That's a steal, man. For me,
are you going to the game tomorrow, SAEED?
Are you mad, bro? I ain't going to that, man.
Why not? You're Man United through and through. What's going on here?
Are you one of the top Reds?
Yeah,
listen,
no? Wait, you don't respect the Carabao Cup?
No, I do respect it, but I'm just not going.
Oh yes, you just want to go to the final.
No, I'm actually giving my ticket to someone, so I'm actually doing. You know what I mean?
You're selling your ticket before. Yeah, your ticket's out.
No. No, I'm just giving it to someone not been to the Old Trafford before. I'm just helping.
You're giving it to them for free, yeah?
Yeah, for free. I paid for it already.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Bro, listen.
If I see you in that kebab shop at the end of the road, I know you sold that.
You think Big Steve and SAEED and neighbours, the way he knows his area so fucking well.
Oh, man. Listen, he knows about Al Medina, man. You know what I'm saying?
It took me to a kebab shop the other week, man. It was right. It was good stuff.
Yeah, it was nice, man. But yeah, like I said, man, we move in it. We move.
You have to move, yeah, for sure.
That rounds off the results, people. There's 2 super chats here. One from MLS saying, sorry to go back to Stones, but anyone who watched the final knows he was the man of the match. Rodri was shocking away from the goal, and that was in his words. And Jan, this one came in very early, but I've saved it to wrap up the show. Cheers to all of you watching the show always, but rarely catching you live since I work early morning. So just a little appreciation for you. Love for the love. Come on, Jan. Hope you're good, my brother. Love for all the love for the support. Love to you and every single one of you out there that watch, engage, comment, talk in the live chat, send super chats, tell a friend to tell a friend, all of that stuff. Because the Big Six, I can't lie, year on year, we're growing and we're building, and we're just happy to hopefully be delivering you the content you want to see. So the watch-alongs, don't forget, we are back Sunday for Man City versus Arsenal. Steve and SAEED won't be part of that, but me, Matisse, TOBS and GRIZZ will be. And a lot more to come as well. More announcements to come. But just make sure you're subscribed, put a notification bell on, go over to Manscaped, show some love to them. TB620 for 20% off. Before we wrap it up, let me bring up the table. Not much change in the table, if any at all. GRIZZ has gone to the bottom. That's the only change.
This is close, man.
What correct score did I get?
You didn't get a correct score. You just got the most correct results.
Oh, results.
Did anybody get a correct score this week?
Nah, no one did.
Yeah, that Liverpool one messed me up, man. I wasn't seeing that coming.
Yeah, no one did. Everyone got 3 points apart from SAEED, who got 4 off the top of my head anyway. Cool. That's it, people. Hit the like button. We're close to 3,000. We've still got 8.5k here. Make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't gone to watch the watch along, go watch it. The comments have the pinned moment, so you know where to find it. If you've watched it and you've watched this, then Thursday we're back after our Arsenal versus Atalanta. It'll be a late one, 10:30. But make sure you're here supporting as always. Love for the love, people. We'll be back again real soon.